Booyah.
Yeah, man, we back.
We are back. Welcome back to another episode of the BradyBagz.
We're here, and I'm excited to be back home. I was pretty homesick.
Let's raise the energy just a little bit real quick.
No, we were.
You saw what that boy did? You saw what that boy did?
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu out the quiet storm voice and shit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Hour
man.
after hour. BradyBagz show. To my left, we got Justin Haskell, Mr. Undefeated in the Streets, 252-0. To my right, we
got Sean Spirit Animal from 08 sitting in.
Over there, we got Dev Wade, the second
Sean Wadey, man. Sean Wadey. I'm Sean Wadey today.
All right, hold on.
The number 15 ranked middleweight in the world.
And for that, I brought some celebration gifts, Joey, for you.
Motherfucking Trident! It's like, no.
Hey, yo, this is racist.
Wait, what's that?
Crazy. That's
racist.
a black and mild, bro.
Brother, you see how listen, this is the stuff that goes on in this industry.
I'll light this up if y'all gave me. I'm a cigar guy.
That's a great
honestly.
gift. I mean, that was pretty clever. I like that one. So we got back. I want to roll through the fights aside from mine. I think we'll cover mine last, but had a great week. I'm glad to be back. Sorry the episode is late this week. It's kind of my fault. I didn't want them to do the podcast without me, and then we had some communication issues that basically is on fucking dead. And Sean, I'm sorry. I got you right here in spirit, bro. And I got you with the gun pointed at fucking Kurt for him mouthing off to you. But yeah, no, let's roll into it, man. We got to catch up, and yeah.
We're doing a recap of last week.
I'll run through it.
Yes.
So Veronica Hardy, she got a decision. She wasn't really happy with her performance. I didn't watch the fight, so I don't know how it went. But a decision. Ramiz Brahimaj got a great submission victory. I believe it was a rear naked choke over Austin Vanderford. I will say this, bro. Austin Vanderford looked like a completely different human being when he was cutting weight. I do not know how he makes 170. He's not a big guy, but he looks so sucked out when he does make 170 that he looks like a 55er. It's wild. Either way, that's a good win for Ramiz. So good for him. This one was a good fight too. I didn't get to watch it, but I got to see some highlights. Farid Basharat, great guy. I love those guys. Him and his brother Javid, they're cool as shit. He beat Chris Gutierrez, which that's a really good win, bro, because Gutierrez was, top 15 and doing his thing, nasty leg kicker. But he was able to out-grapple him and really control the fight. Moving forward, we went to the bantamweight. I guess Yana Santos beat Macy Chiesson. Chiesson missed weight. She was very angry about that. The big topic is the punishment for missing weight hard enough? That was one of her post-fight things was, the punishment should be greater. I cut a lot of weight. We all cut a lot of weight to a certain extent. And I do think that it needs to be a little bit more harsh, man. I think it should be 50% of your purse.
Damn. I believe that. And what you said, you start the fight with a point deduction.
Somebody said something like that.
The tough part is like, 50% is a lot. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It's a lot, bro. We spend months training for it, and maybe you just really can't fucking make the weight, and you have a health issue or whatever it is, and
if they do a point deduction, won't a lot of people just not do the fight because it's putting you in such a deficit?
I think if you're within 2 pounds of missing, I think you stick with the 30% deduction. Anything above 2 pounds, then I would say 50%. Because yes, it's exactly blatant. If you're missing by more than 2 pounds, then you just completely fucked up and didn't do something right. But if you miss by 2 pounds, maybe your body just shut the fuck down.
Wouldn't sweat no more.
Wouldn't sweat no more. You just didn't have enough time. That's understandable. But anything outside of 2 pounds.
With a medical issue, don't you think maybe they should disclose that maybe within like a week of the fight? Like, hey, listen, don't have, maybe they're if then that's like you're saying. If you get within 2 pounds, make it 30%. But I agree.
But most
with
of
her.
the time, it's not a medical issue. It's a discipline issue. It's a preparation issue. It's a not knowing your body issue going into a camp. Like at this level, when you get to the UFC, you should have ironed out through your amateur and your early pro what weight class you were going to commit to and make. And this is the problem with, we see it on the regional scene, even with some of our guys, like they don't make weight, or they take catch weights all the time. And then by the time it's like, hey, you actually got to hit 170 on the mark or 185 on the mark, and they're not able to do it because they're, you know, taking catch weights and all this bullshit. So
just to jump in, I do think tiers of consequences would be great. That's first and foremost. Second was, after the fight, she said she was a little upset because she went up to her, and it's almost like she was basically saying, like, I wanted an apology. And the girl was kind of like, bitch, you got money, so
yeah, I mean,
get over it. Like, which one do you feel?
I think Yana's got to chill the fuck out with that. Like, you can't demand an apology for somebody or somebody to feel like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, you won the fight, shut up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And then let's go the other side. You go to Dustin Stoltzfus, who gets the 30%, but he doesn't get his other win half when he lost to what's his name, Calvin. Yeah.
Right.
So that's where it comes in. That's why I do think if you got the shit smacked out of you for 50% of your purse for missing weight, I don't think you're ever going to have a weight issue again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not like he missed by a little bit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, all right, so cool.
I know what you said,
no, I know, but I'm saying, all right, I don't get my win purse, so instead of getting 80%, you're only getting 80% of a win purse instead of fucking 130%. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean, but to me, I would be pissed the fuck off too if I let someone miss weight for 30% of their person, then I go and lose, which makes me feel like a dickhead for accepting the fight. You know what I mean? Still,
well, you better win then. if he misses weight, you take the fight. It's on you.
No, absolutely, I agree with that.
Moving forward to Nikolai Vetretnikov.
Oh, the one that
Veretnikov against Puna Soriano. I thought Soriano did his thing, man. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight. It wasn't that explosive, but he was able to, you know, get him down. He got reversed once, then he reversed him again. I thought it was pretty dominant fashion. It's not like that was a small dude. That Veretnikov guy is actually pretty big dude. He's like my size, height-wise and everything. So I thought Puna did great. I like Puna a lot. And, you know, now that makes him 3-0 at welterweight. He looks phenomenal there. Moving on, Edmund Shabazian, Andre Muniz. Edmund Shabazian, super nice guy. You know, talked to him, met him. A lot smaller than I thought he was in person, because when he fought Andre, I thought he looked big on the TV and everything. A lot smaller than I thought he was. So I'm very impressed with the fact that he's not like a bigger end middleweight, but he's got good fundamentals, good boxing, and Andre Muniz was doing good too, man. He's a big dude. He's a big middleweight, and you know, Edmund clipped him and got him out of there and got the finish. So good performance by him. This fight, this is Joanna Jędrzejczyk's like friend or prospect or whatnot. He used to be a YouTuber. It was not that exciting of a fight. I was very underimpressed with Patchy Mix and his ground game.
There's a little bit of controversy with it though too. They
said they thought he won or lost. I'm not sure. Either way, my point is that it wasn't that exciting.
Yeah.
He's got 5 takedowns and over a round and a half of control time on the ground.
Yeah, but you know, Jacob threw more punches, more strikes, not by a large margin. He had 3 attempts on submissions. Yeah, weird fight, man. Weird fight.
As for the robbery, I think the reason that if this is how judges work, the reason it doesn't go his way, it just wasn't convincing. It just was like, for you to be, I wouldn't say he was the favorite, for you to be a former world champion in a different league, it's just like you got all that with you, but this guy's on his debut and you just struggled to beat him. So it's kind of just like, to call it a robbery is like, for them to just be like, this is wild that this fight looks like this.
But holding him accountable for being a champion of a former major league is not his fault. You know, it's not though, because if that's the competition that he had to face in that league and he was the best of that, that's not his fault that when he makes it's not his fault when he goes to the UFC. And like, I feel like the dude's got an uphill battle.
Well, then I guess you could say that about all of them then that come over and don't.
But when these guys are in Bellator, they don't feel like they're B-level fighters.
Right.
You're not saying like
you're never going.
We're Bellator and UFC and shit. They're not acting. Michael Chandler doesn't come here thinking that, I'm from Bellator, these guys are better, but I want to test myself up against better competition. Michael Chandler comes here is believing, because that's the key word here, is believing that he's
absolutely
the best.
Believing you're at least top 10.
No,
I believe
he's
it,
the best
but I'm
in the
just
world.
saying for you to get there and be like, yo, you're not even a top 10 fighter in the UFC.
True. MVP believes he's the best in the world.
Yes.
Michael Chandler, Patchy Mix, I'm sure believes he is the best in the world. So
almost every fighter.
It is your fault. You earned it.
Yeah, but what like? Oh, I'm trying to put this together right so it's.
I fucked him up.
No.
Turn it
to Joe. Turn it to Joe. So Joe.
This is what it is. Like Patchy Mix has an opportunity. He gets Mario Batista. Comes out, looks like he's asleep. Doesn't have a good performance whatsoever. Comes back. This is supposed to be his second coming, his resurgence. It's his statement. He's saying, "I'll be introduced to the UFC in a proper way with this win." Goes out there. That was not a proper win. Mm-hmm. That was not a proper performance. That guy was not supposed to be on his level. Mm-hmm. And it was a very, very, very close fight and a very, very boring fight for the most part. So underimpressed with it. I don't know what's going on with Patchy, but I did not like the fight. And with a 2-fight losing streak, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut just because of how underwhelming the performance is with the expectation on his name. I hope that doesn't happen. I think Patchy, give him one more try and go from there. But
does this tarnish his reputation?
I think so, 100%. He has no relevancy in the UFC right now.
And when you look back at his,
and I like Patchy, but I'm saying it in the way of the MMA community of UFC will not have any respect for him to ever be a title challenger in that division with his 2 performances as of far.
How will they go look at his past? Will you think now people are like, let me go see who he even fought?
Irrelevant.
Then they're like, these guys must suck. They must be nobodies, or
irrelevant.
They must be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It fucked it up.
Yeah, 100%, because you lost to 2 guys who aren't even in the upper tier. I mean, Batista is, but this guy isn't.
Yeah.
So
okay.
But Daniel Santos, Joe Song. I'll be honest. Joe Song was in the back with us. He looked really good. I think he's a good kid. He's got a lot of potential in the future, but he got a little lazy and got clipped and got TKO'd. And good on Santos. He's a tough dude. He's a dog. Cat. And but I think both of those guys were good, so that's a good win for him. That kid was definitely good that he fought. Joe Song, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Moving forward to Atiba Gutierrez, probably the hottest prospect in UFC right now because of where he's from, how he's built. Guy looks like a fucking Terminator. They gave him another really good matchup. Unfortunately, Ozzy Diaz, the guy I beat to get in the UFC, I think he got concussed or he got hurt or something like that in his camp, and so he had to pull from the fight. They found this guy short notice. Obviously, that's a big task to take. The guy was 10-3. I get it, but you're fighting a physical freak, a specimen, a guy who has a lot of power early, and a lot of untested water, and still untested because he was able to shut him down and knock him out.
Was this a pure feeding? Was this just a feeding, brother?
Yes, this was.
Basically. Look, it's a fight. The opportunity to win was there for the guy, Vines, but that's a tall task to take against a guy who's a pretty sound, so far promising prospect. The pressure of that, your debut being on a fucking pay-per-view, not the pay-per-view portion, but still being in an arena, your first big one, it's a lot. And that guy just was physically, I think he needs to go to 70. He's not a big guy. The dude Vines that lost. But Atiba looked great, man. So he's a nice dude. He's a cool guy. You met him? I was sitting with him in the sauna. We didn't talk much or nothing like that.
The thought of the matchup, definitely.
The black Joe Pyfer.
The thought of that, I'm like, that's just like a great looking matchup.
100%, because he throws bombs. I throw fucking heat too. And I get the intrigue behind the fight, and hopefully he keeps climbing, and we have that fight one day. But I'm in the rankings, and I'm looking above, not below. So. Not to say that he's not deserving, but he didn't earn it yet. So
for sure.
Josh Emmett, Yusuf Zalal. Zalal's a dog, man. He come back. He fucking fought 5 wins in a row against really good competition. Dude's found his stride. Popped his arm. Was a verbal tap.
Did it pop?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. I thought he walked off and it looked a little weird.
Yeah, it was
oh.
I think it just caught him real quick, and he thought he almost broke his arm, so he screamed, and that was a verbal tap. Can't do that. But very good by Yusuf Zalal. Feel bad for Emmett because he's a dog. He trained very hard, but that's just how it goes, man. Sometimes you get caught.
When do we actually take the age into consideration? You don't think it's about time?
Nah, it's not the age. Nah, that fight wasn't the age. The only way you can start bringing in the age is when it's like, man,
it looks like
he's trying to swing bombs and he's just missing.
Like Tony Ferguson.
Yes.
He's just getting pieced up, and you can tell everything's hurting him, and he's just slowing down.
Grimacing off jabs.
Yeah, he's got he's got one good burst, but Josh Emmett lives the life. He's a very good athlete. He's a very well taken care of guy, like cares about his health. Okay. Trained his ass off. I don't think it has to do with his age. I just think, Yusuf Zalal is also a big guy. For 45, he's tall. And he's got crazy cardio and good jiu-jitsu, obviously. So
Yusuf Zalal was calling for Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is more so looking towards a title shot. What does which one do you feel like he deserved? And then Zalal was also saying
I don't think that he's going to get that fight, but I think call your shot. You're 5-0 since you've been back, and you just beat a ranked guy in less than fucking 2 minutes. Who has fought for the title? Went 5 rounds with Topuria, like that's a really good fucking win. So let him call his shot. Whether or not he gets it, I don't believe that Murphy will take a back fight again like he just did against Aaron Pico. He has no reason to. But there's no harm in calling your shot.
Is that becoming the norm now? Like when you win or you get on like a 2 or 3 fight win streak to fucking start yelling for the belt?
No, he didn't yell for the belt.
He's
just letting people know he's coming for the belt.
He's next for the belt.
Jiri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree, amazing fucking fight.
It was
2 dogs, 2 warriors. I fucking love watching both of these guys. They're awesome.
I was mad.
I felt bad for Khalil. I didn't want to see him get flatlined. I wanted to see it to go to a decision because I was enjoying the fight. But what an amazing fight.
Just to stop you real quick, you weren't here when we did those picks. Do you think Roundtree was a bad pick?
No.
Would you have taken Roundtree last week? Would you have said the value was on Roundtree?
I would have gone Jiri, just because of the size.
Okay.
And the awkwardness. I think he's a hard guy to train for, but I would have also told people to like hedge, the knockout by Khalil, because if Khalil throws combinations with his kicks.
Somebody said Khalil has no knockout power. I was just like, but
I read that too.
I'm like, but look at him. I was like,
he's got knockout power. He's got knockouts in the UFC. Come on.
I always tell people like,
everybody
knock you out. Yeah, knock you out though. Yeah.
At one point in the fight, I didn't see it. I got text by one of the kids, and he was like, "Yo, Roundtree is fucking cooking you."
Yeah. No, he's so good, bro. Just like he's fundamentally sound. The way that ended was almost like, what am I watching?
He won't shoot. He won't clinch. He won't shoot.
Yeah, he blew his nut, bro. He blew his nut and fucking was tired. And when you're keeping your arms down and your body language is like, oh fuck,
Jiri about that.
Jiri doesn't let off though.
Oh,
so
what?
That was a war of attrition, and Jiri is a very strong mind. That's one thing you can make fun of the guy for being awkward and like.
How big is he? You see him? Pause. You see him?
He's like 2-3 inches taller than me. He's a big motherfucker. He's wide. I hope he doesn't come.
He does
to
seem
85.
like a nice guy though. Like very, very.
I don't think he should come to 85. I know he was contemplating that after one of the fights. He's a big dude. Stay at 205 or go up, bro. Like, yeah, I don't think.
Joe.
I don't think going down.
Don't come down here and knock on Joey's door, knock your fucking toe.
Well, if he came down now, I got to be realistic. He's not going to be fighting the number 15 guy. He's going to be fighting somebody.
How do you know? How do you know he doesn't come down, knock on your door, and then get his ass beat? Because that's how confident I am. I'm on your side now. I'm a bitch. I know you were full of shit this morning. You came in with that smooth ass voice. I knew you were full.
Started the show with the quietest though.
He came in cool. Yo, what's up, fellas?
Yeah,
like he just threw his black smile out. He came in smooth.
Yo,
hey man, what's up?
Hey man,
Dev, how you doing, Dev?
Yeah, never had a black and mild.
What's up, Dev? How you doing, Dev?
Marab versus Corey Sandhagen. Bro. All I have to say about this is I thought Corey had the best shot to be able to knock him out. Marab is a motherfucker. He's a bad dude. He's great for the division. I think he's a great champion. He's a great role model. What it is to be a champion, active, nice. Not a jerk off, like just a tank. Absolutely put belt to ass on Corey. And I like Corey. I think Corey will definitely come back again. Now that he got the feel for it, and maybe he'll get a second shot at some point.
I didn't even know there was that many styles of takedowns. This motherfucker was inventing shit.
The question really becomes is like, how do you beat a Marab?
You got to catch him.
That's what now. Sean O'Malley just said this on some podcast. He said, I'm the only person that could do it. He said he has to be sniped.
I don't believe that he's the only person that can do it. I do believe he has the best chance at like a one-punch knockout, but I think Petr Yan has the best chance out of all of them still.
Because
I just think he had an off night. I think he has great combinations. But, he got ragdolled too. So I do believe that he should be next, and I want to see him fight him again. And if Marab beats Pyotr Jan for a second time,
best ever.
GOAT, 100%. I think he's already
Rob's such a nice dude too, man. I don't know if you he's such a.
I think he's already the GOAT. Just the way he's absolutely dominating everybody. Shit on Usman or Umar.
And he almost knocked him out. That was a crazy play.
Yeah, bro.
Some people say he was out. I gotta go back and watch it. They said he looked out. I can see.
And Corey is a bad dude. So to do it to that guy, Corey, I think Corey's got some of the cleanest striking in that division.
Yeah.
So aside from Pyotr Jan, like that's fucking a statement, man. That's a bad dude.
I thought he was doing some great things well because I couldn't tell if that was part of his game plan. He was kind of like hitting it straight to the body. It was working, but I was like, MMA is so like it's a shorter fight than like a boxing match. Where like in boxing, you could put in body work and collectively by like the 8th, 9th round, now all that work you put in the breadbasket, it now is paying off, right?
I think the problem with people that are fighting Merab is like, I think this is something that I do well.
Yeah.
Is when I'm fighting, I'm trying to finish.
Right.
I'm trying to get you the fuck out of there. I think these guys are fighting to survive 25 minutes or with the thing in mind of like, man, fuck, I'm going to get tired. You got to throw caution to the wind, man. And if you get tired and you get beat, it is what it is. But you got to go for the knockout on Merab because that's not a guy you're going to match cardio-wise. You got to be strong in everything that you do, even if it's only 15 minutes that you can be that strong. And hopefully you get to finish inside there. But I don't really see anybody hitting him to try to put him to sleep. They're hitting him to keep him away. And then he's just going to keep cooking on you. And I think that's why he's being so successful is nobody's confident enough that they can put him out.
But a star of the night took that approach.
What?
The star of the night took that approach, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he turned the body camera off second round.
Let's get through this last fight, the next card, and then we'll go to mine. But so Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira went out there confident and in the back with me, super.
You saying locker room?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to glaze. I'm just saying. I'm saying with him there, but you might have met him before.
I met him a couple times.
How's it like? Is he cool? Like, what do you get from his No. Paul Ty is like.
He's a superstar.
I met him I saw him one time, but it was a fence between us, and he was walking by.
You showed him your nipples.
No, that nut ass Philly in me was like, I ain't even going to say nothing.
Like the neighbor from fucking.
I'm acting like I'm going to see him again sometime. God willing, I will.
Nah, listen,
but I wish I did get a picture. But he is larger than life in my opinion. As an MMA fan, he is fucking like just huge, bro.
He's a massive, massive star. You got to think about it. He's got 2 fights less than me, but he's got all these fights in glory. Beating Izzy.
2 fights less than you. He done fought for the belt multiple times.
And he's fought the best competition in both divisions.
Global Star doesn't speak English.
He does a little bit.
But
he doesn't want to speak English.
Yeah.
But nah, bro, it doesn't do anything for me. Him in the back, he was dancing to my music and shit like that. So
there
they were cool. What is it, Polino?
Polino, yeah.
Polino's
our guy, bro.
They were super cool, with our coaches and stuff like that. They were a good vibe. Corey Sandhagen was in the back with us. He was a good vibe. Very cerebral, like quiet, zone meditation type shit. It was cool, man. But Alex Pereira went out there and he seemed in the back. My point is that he was very relaxed, doing his shaman dance and stuff to the music and, just having a good time in the back, kind of sort of what I like to do. Man, he went out there and absolutely shit on Ankalaev. Ankalaev has now come out with like the ribs and this and that and this injury, that injury.
Yeah,
I know that Pereira's team and Pereira himself really does not like him.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that he'll even give him an opportunity again because he's like, yeah, fuck out of here. I just smoked you. You beat me by decision when I was unhealthy. You're unhealthy and I finished you in the first round. So I don't think that they should give him a rematch at all. I think he needs to go prove himself again, especially after you can't get finished like that, bro. Like, it's not like you got knocked out. You shot a takedown and you just laid there. You didn't try to create space, whatever it is. And if you were that hurt to where you couldn't fight back, then you should have not taken the fight and just postponed it. It is what it is. But, Shama, he whooped his ass. Great fight for Pereira, and I'm glad to see him as the champion again. I think it's good for the sport. You want the superstars to be the champions. So, good shit on Poatan.
You guys have similar capabilities. Like we like to say, you have the ability to separate man from consciousness, right? So it's kind of just like, it seems like he definitely went in there and fully committed to that task, right? But it makes me think, like, when you got that ability, can you make a lot of fights look like that? You just choose not to? Or do you have to be a little bit more concerned where it's like, what if it doesn't go that way? And now
I mean,
I'm stuck
listen,
in the fight. He went 110% for that knockout.
He knows he has the equalizer to put anybody out.
Yeah.
And he felt his power. He felt the way he moved, but he also probably watched the tape and realized he never really came at him that aggressive. He was kind of fighting on the outside, and that's what allowed Ankalaev to dictate the fight and control the fight the last time. And like he said, he was injured, so he proved it. He went out there fresh, not injured, and fucking smoked him. But I think it's just, styles make fights. At the same time, if you're going to go out there and press somebody, you have to be understanding and know that somebody else may have that same equalizer. Maybe not the same power, but not everybody got to have the same power to knock each other out. So, but good on Poatan. I'm glad he won, and the dude's a fucking aura, man. So
he said that he watched the movie Anaconda the night before.
Who?
Alex. The one with J-Lo and Ice Cube in it.
All right, next. So we have Oliveira.
Nah, I used to train with Planio, though. That's my guy.
Oliveira.
On this card, if you want to go through the whole card, go through it. Because I know we still got a lot of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
Or just go for what's your best.
I'm going to go for my best picks on this. I'm going to go with Karolina Kovacevic. She's fighting at 13-5. Julia Palastri. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to go with Karolina for volume. And I think she's on a nice little streak herself. She's 39 years old, but I don't really think it applies the same to women's MMA as it does men. That's just my opinion because of power. It's not like they have like great equalizer power like, the males do. Moving forward, Muhammad Usman versus Walter Walker. So I do believe Walter Walker is going to win, but I will say this. I would not be surprised if Muhammad Usman can... No, at least neutralize the submission.
Okay.
To then have like a boring fight. And I think that we'll see that. I don't think Walker is that great.
Yeah.
I just think he's a very big physical guy and he goes 0 to 100. What I'm afraid of is if he's like a Khamzat, goes out 0 to 100, can't get the submission, and then we see what it looks like in the later rounds. So I'm going to go Walter Walker. I don't know that Usman's the guy to stop him. Walter Walker is my official pick, but I would say sprinkle a little bit on Usman.
Walker's got what, 3 heel hooks in a row? Is it his finishes?
Yeah. I don't know who these guys are, but I'm going to go Lucas Roca over Stuart Nicole. I think he's 17-2. He's 25. He's 5'2". Nicole is 29, 5'4". I think there's a big fight difference between them. That's a lot of experience difference. So I'm going to go with the guy with the better record. Moving on, I'm not going to pick in that fight. I don't know who these girls are. And I've seen the one girl, Irina Alexieva, dog shit. Did not like her last fight. It was really bad. She was very gassed. She eats shots. Terrible. So I would take that fight for a decision. It's probably going to be ass.
It's going to go on it. It's the rocking. It's going in and out.
No.
I heard about
you mosquito.
Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Peterson. I'm going to go Petrino. I think he's doing great at heavyweight, and he's fighting again soon, which means he's stayed in shape and he's doing his thing. Vitor Petrino by finish over Thomas Peterson. I know Thomas Peterson can wrestle to a certain extent. Don't know that he's going to have any success. Petrino's a big motherfucker. I've seen him in person when I went out to Tennessee. He's a big dude. So I got Vitor Petrino by finish. This one I'm excited for. Rafael Filo versus Clayton Carpenter. I'm going Clayton Carpenter. He's the younger guy. Not by much. He's 29. Fijalio, whatever, is 32. I'm high on Clayton Carpenter. He lost to one of the Nurmagomedov guys. In a close decision, got out grappled a little bit, but he was piecing him up when he was able to be on the feet. And I think he's got a look, man, that he could become a superstar if he's able to string a couple wins together. He's a good looking dude. And I think that plays in his favor. He looks like a clean cut guy that's, if he can put a couple strikes together, a couple finishes, I think he'll have some success.
Get it together.
Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. I don't really know who to take in this. Lucas Almeida looked good at one point and then just kind of like folds when it gets tough. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do believe Lucas Almeida can get the finish. So I'm going to just take money line Lucas Almeida. Ricardo Ramos, next fight versus Con Offley. I'm going to go Ricardo Ramos. I think this is a fight to get him back in. I don't see this guy Offley being able to do too much to him. Ramos is good, man. He's exciting to watch, so I'm going to go with him. Heavyweight division, Deniz versus Mario Pinto. I'm going to go with Pinto. I think he's got the better striking. He's the better athlete. And I think he'll be faster. Huh?
I think it's kickboxer guy, right? Pinto?
I'm not sure. I thought he was.
Okay. I'm not even looking at him, just letting you roll.
Deniz obviously is the contender series guy. I think Pinto is as well. But either way, he's 10-0 versus 9-1. I'm going to go with the younger by 8 years, and I'm going to go with Pinto. Vicente Luque, Joel Alvarez. I don't really know who wins this. I'm not really a big fan of Alvarez. I know Sean is. I'm sure Sean's lock is going to be Alvarez. He looks good. I don't trust. But I'm not really a big fan of his striking. But I think I'm going to have to go with Joel Alvarez. I do think that he should be able to submit him, being as though Kevin Holland can submit him, but Alvarez is a much better submission artist. I would take Joel. Davison Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. I'm going Montel Jackson. I think he's going to be able to box his ass up on the feet. I'm a big Montel Jackson fan. I like watching him. I think he's a very game guy, very poker face type dude, and I like his boxing. Figueiredo, I think he's been figured out. I think, but I don't know. Figueiredo's dangerous. He's got big power, so we'll see. But I am going to go with Montel Jackson. Justin, can you give me the odds on that fight? Actually.
Right now, I got you.
Because if Montel Jackson is an underdog, that would be my underdog lock.
Okay.
Main event, Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. I guess it was originally supposed to be Oliveira versus Fazayev. I don't know what happened with that. Whatever. I think he got hurt or some shit. Yep. I seen him out at the PI and stuff like that. But Mateusz Gamrot coming in relatively short notice, couple weeks, whatever it is. I'm going to go Charles Oliveira. I think that he's the better striker. I think that he will get taken down and possibly be able to catch Gamrot. So we'll see, but I think he's the more complete fighter overall. We've seen Gamrot get hurt against Beneil Dariush. We've seen him lose to guys that aren't Charles's level. It's going to be a very interesting fight, but I will go Oliveira.
Jackson is minus 300. Figgy is plus 240. Oliveira and Gamrot are both minus 110.
Yeah, I think you got to go. You got to go with the former champion, the guy who's fought the better competition. That's Oliveira. And obviously he's going to want to get that back for losing to Topuria. We'll see where he is mentally. We'll see how his weight cut goes. I know they're always tough, but I'm going to go with Oliveira. And either way, Montel Jackson is my lock. I'm surprised he's a minus 300 though.
Is his weight cuts really as bad, or is that kind of like? Because his Jones look like he's dying.
It's hard to say whoever's weight cut is bad because it can look bad and it can be bad, but it could also be because you just don't cut weight right. But
if you add 15 guys around you and like
his Jones look like they're praying for it. Yeah, it looked like they're praying for him to live.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the reality, man. Some people just aren't good at cutting weight. And when I say aren't good, is like they could only cut fucking 5-10 pounds and they're fucking dramatic in the sauna. I cut 24 pounds in the last 2 weeks and I'm not that dramatic. You know what I mean? It sucks, but
from what we see from the fight weeks, everybody doesn't know how to do it. That's the other part that doesn't get talked about enough. Everybody cuts weight different. Like you've been there now. You've seen some people doing the tub,
look at a boost. Look at a boost. I looked at a boost and he was fucking ground and pounding the bag. He was hitting pads. He looked like most of his weight cut was out on the mats versus being in the sauna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like
that's a lot of energy.
That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of, but he's a big motherfucker too. But yeah, I mean, everybody cuts weight differently. On the last day, I don't do any pad work. I don't do any working out at all. If I do anything, I'll hop on the bike with my sauna suit until I get a sweat. And then once I get that sweat, I run into the sauna and then I start doing my sessions that way. But also it's pre-cut. You got to do your fucking water load. You got to work with a nutritionist. If you don't have one, work with the free one that is fucking UFC PI. It's there for us. Use it. At the very least, ask questions. And there's a certain way to do it, right? Like I had a sauna cap. I had a timer. Like I knew how long I was supposed to be in, things like that. And it's really about getting as low as you can without cooking your fucking brain. And I don't know necessarily that Oliveira does that. I don't see him wear a sauna cap. This was my first time doing it, and it was a fucking game changer. So any fellow fighters out there that actually watch this that have big cuts, get a fucking true wool sauna hat. It will save the heat fucking waves going to your brain and cooking your fucking shit and overheating. It'll allow you to stay in the sauna a lot longer, and it gets rid of that heartbeat when you're fucking dehydrated, where your head's like throbbing and you're fucking dizzy. So yeah, every cut is different.
All right, now it's time. Let's finally talk about Joe's fight with you and Abush. Why be want to say Magomedov. If you could, man, like I always like to hear about the fight week. How was the vibes? How was the energy? What was you thinking? What were you feeling? All that stuff. If you could just go into a little bit of that week leading up to the fight, all the way to the fight.
Yeah, man. So, I got all my peoples out there. I got Jose, Bobby, a bunch of names. I got probably, 10, 12 people with me. And it was the best fight week, first of all, as a whole that I've ever had. It was the best mentally I've ever felt. It was the best physically I've ever been prepared. I still have my injuries. I can talk about it now, but I got to get my left elbow cleaned up. I kept jamming my fucking left arm. Every time I would throw a jab, my fucking hand would go numb. I fucking thought I fractured my back this camp. I fractured the top of my foot. I'm pretty sure it's still swollen, still fucking fucked up. And, we persevered. We kept going through. And, there was a couple conversations during the camp where it was like, hey, you might have to pull you from the fight. It's not worth the risk of loss. This is a pivotal point in my career, which it was. It was my last fight on my contract. So there was a lot of things going into this fight that I needed to secure. And a loss really would have changed my trajectory, I feel.
What allowed you to still say, I'm going to go through with it, though?
Just belief in myself, man. Belief in myself, understanding that I have that equalizer, which is my power, but also my IQ, also my development as a fighter, my maturity as a fighter at this stage. And I really have been living the lifestyle, the most consistent that I have. Sometimes I win a fight and I go away for a little bit, try to reset and decompress, because when all you think about is a fucking person that you're going to fight, it's very draining. Mm-hmm. For me, it is, because it's all my life is consuming, is thinking about fighting. So I get in this mentality of where it's, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Do you dream about it?
All the time. I dream. I had bad dreams this whole fight and all this shit. But I know that's, to me, that's a good thing, because if you're not scared, if you're not nervous, if you're not worried, then you don't really give a fuck that much. And I care about how I represent myself in there. I care about how I perform. I care about the standard that I hold myself to, things like that. So, but great fucking fight week. A very good weight cut. Very tough, but very good. Like, it felt very professional. I felt like I was just on point nutritionally. I was on point with everything. And so many laughs, man. So many good memories. It was honestly just like, I couldn't ask for a better vibe, a better fight week between even me and my coaches during the camp. Me and John, him believing in me and trusting me, and with Dean and Jonathan and everything, everybody just seemed to know that I was in a good spot too. So it was not something that we had to communicate. So that was really good, the fight week, and then, obviously making the weight, I made 186.0. So, yeah, it was fucking good. It was really good, man.
I got to ask this question. My girl actually asked this question. She said, why is Joey pick this song?
Oh, yeah.
Because, that's a Puerto Rican skate anthem type joint.
What's that?
In a Dream, Raquel.
That's your shit. That's Joey's shit.
My dad, born in Philly, when I was growing up, that's what he would listen to. Mm-hmm. He listened to everything. He would listen to Godsmack, Disturbed, 90s, Sade, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion. Like, Celine Dion is my favorite singer since I was a kid. Like, as like a good vibe, as a like a sunny day going to the beach. Like, I love her music. It's great. I also love all the 90s and the 80s mashups, like with the disco type shit, freestyle, which is what that is. And it's just a good vibe, man. I've often come out to things that are super intense, and like, not super intense, but like, motherfucking this, music. Like fight, like ego, like hype you up shit. And not that this doesn't either, but like I said, I'm maturing, and it's not that I won't come out to that music anymore, but that it puts me in a good, like, I want to fucking have fun type thing. Like, I'm trying to enjoy this. And oftentimes when I get too serious, you're serious about the fight, your music's serious, your aura is serious. You're fucking,
you kind of let that go in like the last 2 or 3 fights. Where it's more so you don't look like intense. First it looked angry and intense. Yeah. Now it looked like I'm about to handle my business. Like, it's like a small little walk past, pushing into my joint, and then you just.
The funny thing is about Joey's song that he walked out to, being where I'm from. I have seen more fights to that goddamn song that I have to any other yo, trust me. We're up, Raquel music, bro. That shit's we call that KGB music, and them motherfuckers would rumble over that shit. Gang fights break out over that shit. I'm serious.
Damn,
I'm being serious. When I was a kid, that shit would
but the whole
rumble music.
I picked it because it's I came out to Spring Love last time. It's one of my favorite songs. I came out to this one. It's also one of my favorite songs. I think it puts me in a good state, man. It makes me happy to be there, and why take it so serious? The fight's already serious enough. You know what I mean? So as long as I have that happiness in my heart, I get to look around and see what the fuck I'm doing while I'm in my 20s, in my 30s. And, when I become an old man, hopefully I can look back and be like, that was a fun fucking time. So that's why.
Just one question if I ask you this next question, but does it get old? Does the whole experience, the walkout, like it doesn't feel as it doesn't feel as exciting as
like the fight weeks, can get old because you're doing the same thing. Like cutting weight sucks. Right. Always. That's always the worst fucking part.
More so the walk, like that walkout.
That'll never get old.
That's always going to be electric.
Because it's such a massive moment where all eyes are on you. Yeah. And that moment of 15, 20 minutes, if the fight goes that long, between the walkout, the introduction, the fight, the post fight, like that's all about you. Yeah. And, there's not many times in life where we can say the whole world is watching you, and those are one of it. So it definitely feels like a big moment every time that you're never used to because of that reason. It's the only time in life where everybody is watching you. Yeah. So
do you, because I sound like a weird question, but I know some people say they fight, but they can't remember the fight they were fighting. They got to go back and watch it. Okay. Could you poetically, as poetic as possible, because especially if there's anything that you could give us that maybe we wouldn't have understood while seeing it, like as that, if you could poetically take us through your fight,
I'll give you the whole
from what you were thinking, what you were feeling, what you were.
Yeah, I'll give you the whole uncut thing.
Perspective,
so
if possible.
In the back, bro. So let me start with how Saturday started. So I woke up and I was like 205, 206, 208, something like that, somewhere in that range. And that was good. That's 20, 23 pounds or whatever it was. And I hadn't even ate yet. So for that day, that was just the one day. So I put 20 pounds on the day before, and then I put like another 6-7 pounds on the day to fight. I went and did my shakeout, was fast as fuck, felt mean, felt strong as shit, warmed up with Jose, and I really felt fucking like, man, this is it. Like I was locked in, like there was, all these other people and everything, but I didn't give a fuck, like all these distractions. It was a really good test to see like where I was mentally. And it really showed to the coaches, Jonathan Dean and John Marquez, and they felt the same thing. Like I was just fucking dialed.
If you don't know what a shakeout is like
shakeout is a pre-fight like simulation. So the morning of the fight, it's not like I'm sparring, but basically I'm using my teammates as a dummy, and I'm cracking pads hard, getting my heart rate up, like blowing out my lungs early, and just getting that pre-fight jitters out. And I will say, every time that I've ever been so nervous, when I do my shakeout, all those nerves go away. For a couple hours, and then when you get to the fight, then obviously the nerves come back and everything like that. So I went there, I did my shakeout, felt amazing, whatever. I go to the fight, and I'm nervous. Obviously, I'm always fucking nervous, but I handle pressure very well. So, but the problem was, once I was in the back, bro, I felt like I was asleep. Like I just kept yawning. I was so tired. I was like, none of the music was getting me motivated or like chilled or like in fight mode. And I think it was because I was already ready to fight for so long mentally. And I've done so much research on this guy film wise with Dean and John, and going over the game plan. Like I knew what I had to do. So there was, I don't think that that's why, but I think that might be why like nothing was motivating me. I didn't need motivation. I was already motivated. I already knew what my job was, but my body was like fucking asleep, bro. It was like I just woke up. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? So I tried to, hit a couple carb like slushy things, and nothing. I was hitting the pads and I felt flat. I didn't feel like fast. I didn't feel like I had pop or anything. I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? I said a couple prayers and everything and whatnot, and I was talking to Dean, and he was like, yo, he said a couple of really good things that really stuck with me in my mind, that just kept on playing on a loop, which was, show Joe Pyfer the kid what Joe Pyfer the adult is doing, and that it's the right thing, and like show him make that kid proud of what you're doing now. And
That's why you made that post?
Damn, that is
yeah,
fucking,
man.
that's actually some good shit to
because
say.
he, you know, it wasn't, he just said, yo, you know, make that kid proud of what you're doing now. You know, that wasn't word for word what he said, but it was that was the subject. And it was just, this is what you wanted to do. And the younger Joey never thought that this was possible. So go out there and fucking, you know, show him that this is what you're doing and it fucking changed your life type thing. And it was just a good perspective. It was a different switch mentally for me. So even though I didn't feel physically that great, I knew I was in shape. So it didn't really bother me, but it definitely caused a little bit of nerves, right? Because you're like, what the fuck's going on with me?
Yeah.
Because it kind of takes you out of that like killer mentality. So whatever, we get in the tunnel and then start trying to amp myself up, and then I just felt the energy. Like there's something when you're in the tunnel and it's like, oh, you hear like the crowd, even though they're not like screaming crazy for me or nothing like that. It's just like the in between, the main event, they give you the hype video and all that shit. So you hear the fans, the bass of the fucking stadium. It's a very cerebral, like fucking intimidating feeling. Like, whoa, you feel the building shaking and shit. So it's like, fuck, bro, we better go fight. Like,
You got to get
you know,
busy.
and Marquez, you know, he's always energy. He's like, we got to go. Can't say the words. We about to go fuck this. You know what?
Yeah, N-word.
Yeah, we don't niggas.
We about to go fuck him up.
Joe, question for you. When you say your prayer, do you say the Hail Mary? Or you like, I ain't no killer, but don't push me? Register the Swedish tour. Yeah, that's what he's in the back saying.
But I will get into that because I've been getting closer with, you know, my relationship with God and things like that. I truly don't think that I would have won had I not prayed as much as I did, because I'll get into that, you know, and that's not something many people want to hear. Some people are anti, you know, whatever it is what it is. But I'll say it, and I'm proud to say it. So I'm proud to say it is what it is. Like I wholeheartedly believe in my heart that if I didn't pray as much as I did for God to be with me through the fight, I don't think that I would have been able to be calm in situations and win. And, you know, despite how I felt and all these things, it is what it is.
I personally think some fighters, spirituality is the last key for them to be great fighters. That's my personal opinion.
Because you're giving yourself up to a higher being, and
it removes the response,
the
like
ego,
that, and just sometimes the flesh just isn't enough. Like you're able to just put it onto something greater, and now it's like you take it out of your hands of fate.
That's exactly
win or
what
lose.
it is. That's exactly what it is. I take all my anxiety, all the pressure, all the doubts, all the nerves, all the confidence, ego, all the shit, and I just put it on the shelf. I say, hey, whatever the fuck you have planned for me.
Talk to God.
I said he already can read your mind.
No,
Yo, God, whatever the fuck.
It's like, yo, whatever you have planned for me, I'm ready for it.
For sure.
Win, loss, and it takes away the anxiety of the result of constantly worrying about, I gotta win. Because, bro, with the shit that I have going on in my personal life, not a financial situation, but, you know, a contract, you guys know what it is. I'm not going to put it out there.
Sure.
You know, I was in a must-win position, not only because it was my last fight, not only because it was my chance into the top 15, not only because of all the injuries I had to overcome and all these things, but this was a win in life for me. This was a career trajectory change by winning the way that I won. So anyway.
Tunnels roaring,
fucking, you're like, man, this is it, boy. You know, it's always funny walking in the tunnel. You really find out like what kind of man you are. And I was fucking ready, and I knew I was ready. And so we walk out. My music starts fucking playing.
Was the crowd pro you right there, or you can't hear it?
I don't think they were that loud, bro.
Okay.
I didn't. You know, I think they became pro me as the fight went on.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of so. At the end of the day, man, I'm an acquired taste, so I don't expect people to be fucking. I am. No, that's real shit. Like,
Caviar.
I don't expect people to be so pro Joe Pyfer until, you know, I'm able to keep doing what I'm doing and proving like, hey, I'm here to stay. I think a lot of people were super high on me, super behind me and everything like that when I won the contender. But then when I lost to Jack, I really lost that momentum. And like the fraud check, this, that, you know, the pull out with the fucking Mexico getting sick and all this shit, you know, it really rubbed people the wrong way, and it is what it is. I came back. I put on three wins, 2 finishes, beat a Hall of Famer. But yeah, whatever. I'm walking to the fucking cage, man. The song starts bumping. I'm just like, I'm not overexcited, but I'm like, man, this is a cool fucking experience. Like as I'm doing it, I'm to be able to think that, like I'm thinking that, like this is a cool fucking experience. And so, you know, whatever. I get in the cage and everything, and I don't feel like. I just feel blank. Like I just feel blank. And I get to the corner or whatever, a boost comes out. His song was kind of tough.
What was it?
It was tough. It was some custom thing that one of his friends made, and he was like, boost. Boost.
Go back just a second. Feeling blank, is that the wrong feeling?
No, I think it's
what should you feel?
I think it's in the moment feeling.
Okay,
like I'm in the present moment. Like there's nothing else I should be thinking about.
Okay.
I don't need to think about fighting him yet. I'm about to fight him. I don't need to think about, did I train hard? This is the problem. I think if I hadn't trained and I as much as I did and I wasn't as prepared as I was, I'd be like, man, I got to manage my gas tank. I got to do this. I got to do that. I was ready to go. I was ready to be in that kind of dogfight. I was ready to go. So there was nothing to think about. I was there. I was ready. I was in the moment. Like, let's do this, motherfucker. So I get to the corner. Boost comes out, gets in, blah, blah, blah. I was waiting for him to look at me when he came in. I remember looking, and he like didn't look at me for the first 20, 30 seconds. And I'm looking at him like, when's this motherfucker going to get eye contact? Like, where's that energy at stare downs? And, you know, he didn't do it until after, you know, maybe 20 seconds in the cage. And Dean said another really good thing. First, and so did John Marquez. Dean goes, well, I'll start with John because John said it first. John goes, hey, man, I said, what you want me to do? You want me to lean with a jab? You want me to feel it out first 20 seconds? Like, what you want me to do to start? And he was like, man, that's your call. He's like, you know what we fucking drilled. He was like, and just keep in mind, if the motherfucker starts pressing you and you're uncomfortable, he's like, shoot your fucking takedown. You got grappling. I said, all right, bet. So, and, you know, they announced the name, whatever. And just after they announced my name, I think the camera cuts to a boost and Dean goes, yo, Joe. I turned around. He was like, you ain't alone, man.
Yes,
he's like, we right here with you, dog. And that like, bro, that swelled my heart. I was like, yeah, you're right, motherfucker. Because when you're in there, as soon as you get in, it's like a mode switch. It's just like you and him, and you don't feel like it. So for him to say that, like, it was the right thing to say at the right time. And he just goes, yo, man, we here with you, dog.
Yeah.
You ain't fighting alone. Like, you're not alone. That, bro, like, just brings you peace.
That
like,
probably definitely is a great benefit to having someone who actually been in those exact same situations, even on the same platform. Yeah. Like, he knows exactly what you're feeling exactly
Dean
what you're
is
thinking.
a great addition because he's not over emotional. Nothing he does is like over emotional. You ever see him high, low, whatever? Like kind of Jonathan. Jonathan's like this, but Dean, you know, I resonate with Dean because he understands me, my style, what I like, what I don't like. Like, he gets why I tick the way I tick. And it's because he's fought at that level and things like that. Not that Jonathan hasn't, but Jonathan's more of like the, you know, he's a family man, things like Dean's still in the game. Jonathan's still in the game, but, you know, he runs a school, he's got a wife, he's got kids, things like that. So Jonathan's place is to help me grow. He's a very good teacher. That's his role. John is a very good teacher, a very good, like, yo, let's kill this motherfucker vibe. And then Dean is the, hey, he knows what motivates me. And even in the 2 fights that we've worked together in the short time, like, we've talked a lot. And that's what people don't get, is that we've talked a lot. We haven't fought that much together, but we've talked a lot, and he said the right things. He knew saying about, you know, making little Joey proud was a big one for me, you know, and that's all I've ever wanted to do is be successful. I always knew I was supposed to do something great. I never knew what it was until I started training and things like that. But I always had that feeling like, man, I can do this. And even when I was a kid, I was like, I could beat these guys. I could beat these guys. I've always had the craziest belief in myself. And when he was like, yo, Doug, you ain't alone, that shit hit home. And
that shit give me a little chills.
Chilly. Because you think about the movie. Look, when the movie come out, this is important part.
Yeah, that's just the movie.
Like, well, you got to look at it. Like, we actually love each other and care about each other, right? Our team. And that's something that's special about our team. When I look back and you say that, and I got my 3 coaches there, and I look at everybody and you say, yo, we right here with you, dog. Like, let's go get this motherfucker. Like, that to me is like let's go get it, motherfucker. So now we'll talk about the fight. You know,
like Quagmire.
Now we talk about
Now
we talk about the fight and we fucking get going. So, you know, the fight starts. I felt super light on my feet. I wanted to make sure he wasn't able to blast that calf kick. I saw on the pre-fight thing, his coach had a calf kick fucking pad on. So I knew he was going to, and I knew in general because he was such a great kicker that he was going to blast my shit. So, you know, I really just tried to stay light on my feet. Movement was a big part of this game plan, and obviously making him work because of the film study, he gets fucking tired because he has so much exertion and things like that. So whatever, fight's playing out. I felt like we were really like, who's going to go first? But I was not afraid to go first, but I didn't want to run into his initial kick. He comes out hot with kicks early, so I was waiting for him to make the first initial thing. And when he did, I shot. And I shot because there was a little too much like hesitation on both sides. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna shoot, see how strong this motherfucker is. And I will say this, he's a big motherfucker, bro. And he was strong. And so I shoot, whatever. I go to hit this back trip. I didn't realize he had my leg laced. And he elevated my leg, like he kicked his leg out, and he had higher hips and fucked me and fucking was able to reverse me in the beginning, and it was a bad position, and he got mount. I got right the fuck out of that. And then, you know, whatever, we scrambled on the floor. It took me a little bit to get to my feet, create space, things like that, but I never took damage. I was able to control him as far as where he couldn't hit any damage. And I knew I was never nervous. Obviously, he wound up back tripping me. It was a weird scenario where he had like a Kimura grip on my arm, and I was trying to break the hands, and then he just like back tripped me and slammed the fuck out of me. And at that point, I was like, did this motherfucker just slam me? Like, I'm getting yoked up right now. And I think in that moment, that's when my body like woke up, because I was like pissed off. Like, there's no way this motherfucker just slammed me. I never get slammed. So
was that the activation of the body camera going off right there?
100%.
Body camera went off there.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Because in my head, I was like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker back, man. And so, you know, he tries to rip the Kimura. I don't like, you know, not that I don't like to. I'm a strong motherfucker, so I knew when he fucking tried to pull and he couldn't move this shit, I knew he was like, what the fuck? So he had a really nice transition and went to like the head clamp with his legs. And I was never in danger. It was uncomfortable, but I was never in danger. I knew I wasn't going to get submitted by that. And if I was going to fuck to sleep. I'm not tapping to that. You know how fucking bad I would get grilled online.
But that looked like, it looked painful. It looked crazy. That was scary.
That was painful. It was
I was just thinking about this. Was it the short arm? Because the one arm door.
No, it was my left arm. It was my left arm.
You know, the one arm door open. I said, he's extending that John now.
So he had my left arm for the Kimura because I was on my right hip, and he was holding it here, and I was
Which one the bad arm? This arm?
This one was. Right. This one is the bad arm. My bad arm is the good arm now.
Okay, yeah.
It's been pretty stout since I had the surgery and everything. But yeah, no, so I was in an uncomfortable position, but I wasn't, you know, nervous or, oh man, this is close. I was just like, I'm gonna buy my time. I'm gonna be all right. So I just, you know, kept turning my head. I wound up getting out. I wound up, you know, getting out, and then fucking we're on the feet for the last minute. And he fucking socked me with a straight fucking cross. Didn't do shit. He hit me with a fucking jab, snapped my head again, didn't do shit. And I was just like, I'm gonna just put a pace on this motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna be in your face. I'm not letting you breathe, bitch.
You said you heard him. You start to hear him.
Yeah, right? So I heard him after I. I got back up. I went for a single leg after I went for the double. I went for a single leg. I pulled him off the cage. Then I went for the body clinch again, and I could hear him like he wasn't breathing like he was exhausted. He definitely wasn't exhausted, but I could hear him breathing a lot harder than what I was. Like when you can hear somebody like, like it's like, you know, they're working fucking harder than they want to. So that's what I knew, and that's why I was like in his face. And even though he hit me 2 times, I just kept staying in his face. And I think I threw one big right hand. I mean, big haymakers. Like I just threw it just to like make him have some respect. Like even though that wasn't to knock, like it was to knock. If it hit him, it would have knocked him out. But I knew that wasn't like the knockout shot. So I was just letting him know, motherfucker, I'm still swinging hard. Round ends, whatever. I go back to the corner, try to settle my breath. I wasn't very tired. I was breathing heavy, obviously, but I know how to work while I'm breathing heavy. So a lot happened, you know, your nerves and settling into the fight. But I settled into the fight by the time the second round started. But a couple of key things to take away from the corner coaching was John was like, what do we do when we're in the 50-50? I said, split it. And he was like, look at me. And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I got you. Like I was there. And, you know, Dean just was like, all right, now we recenter, we refocus. Forget that. And I wasn't even worried about the first round. I was like, all right, I knew I lost that round, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be on this motherfucker. I truly believed in our game plan that I was not worried that I lost the first round.
When I was watching your Jack Hermanson fight, you came to the corner multiple times and you kind of wanted your corner to tell you, like, did I win? It was really on your mind. Was that do you think that was something different from that fight?
Yes.
This fight, you didn't care?
I didn't care. I didn't care.
Because I know it stood out to me when I was watching. I was like, why I keep asking that? Like, you're getting agitated that they're not telling you whether you won or lost.
Yeah, like, I think the reason I think the reason I kept asking that in the Jack fight was because I knew I didn't have the best camp, so I wanted to make sure I was at least up on the rounds.
Okay.
And I fell short. I only won 2 out of the 5 rounds, but
this one you weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah, this one I didn't give a fuck because I think it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. That's how the fight started. I got 10 more minutes to work. I can't worry about the last round. I got to worry about now. And I think that's the maturity too in my career, right? So, Dean tells me to refocus. John gives me some really good advice and starts telling me what to do. Like, yo, motherfucker, he doesn't want to stay with you in the middle, blah, 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 blah. And like, get on your pressure and all these things. I was like, we're getting after it. So as soon as the fucking fight, the second fight round starts, I get right on the pressure. We touch gloves or whatever. And he knew I was coming out hot because as soon as we touched gloves, he backed up immediately. And what's one of the things you can't do against me? You can't let me put you on the cage because I'm going to bomb the fuck out of you.
Yep.
And I kept feinting, not even feinting, but just staying in his face and, making him uncomfortable. Like, hey, motherfucker, I'm going to bomb your shit. And he knew it was coming, but everybody thinks I just throw haymakers, but I have really good accuracy and I have really good timing and I have decent speed behind that power. And I went right around because his hand was here. I went right around the guard, bing, as he was moving away. So he's lucky he was moving away.
It took something off. That was a bing.
But it still was enough to hurt him and him be like, what the fuck did I just get hit with? And then I threw another bomb and he fucking just collapsed. And I don't even think I hit him with it. I think he just fell into the cage and it just fell and then tried to shoot. And I was like, man, I'm going to make this motherfucker pay. So bro, those elbows don't do justice in the video. I was bombing those elbows. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't crack his fucking skull. Like, I hit him with the point of my elbow. Him, right? I was like, bing. Yeah, I split his head on the second one. And so, yeah, whatever. Then I went for the head and arm choke. I really thought I was going to get it. But I wasn't able to flatten out because I was still too close to the cage. So then I adjusted. I went back to mount. He winds up turning over. I take his back. I almost came off. But I got the figure 4, readjusted, pulled him back. And I really used my jiu-jitsu. I'm not really, I don't really like to do jiu-jitsu in a fight because I enjoy striking. And nothing gives me a high like a knockout. I'm high on that for like a fucking week after the fight, or at least a couple days. Like this one, I have no high. It's just like, it was great. Wow. I had the absolute appreciation of how the fight went because that was such a dangerous fight for me. But yeah, whatever. So I wound up fucking taking his back. And another thing, like I approached the choke a lot different than I have in the past because I've had rear choke submissions before, but so much more savvy with it, so much more understanding of how to execute it. And bro, holding that, like another thing, the video doesn't do justice. If you watch the video again, I was hitting him like this right on the fucking bridge of his nose. I was like, bing, bing. I think I hit him like 3-4 times, and I know it was uncomfortable. I know it was uncomfortable.
Was your hands wrapped this fight?
No. So I had, yes, but I had one layer tape, one layer tape. I had to legally do that because I want my hands to, obviously be covered, and that was the standard that you had to have. You had to have the bare minimum. I had the bare minimum, but literally it was one layer of gauze, one layer of tape.
Could you reenact the finish on Kurt for the fans? Could you show us?
Well, that was the other thing too, right? Is like I knew I was strong enough in my squeeze that I never was under his chin, but I didn't give a fuck. I was like, dude, I'm gonna break your fucking chin. So all I knew is once I get it cinched in and I can get my chin above, I was like, I'm gonna squeeze this motherfucker. So I got it, and I got the tap, man. I got the finish, and then I obviously ran over to Mick and was screaming at him.
What was that about?
So that was, I don't even know if you know, but I feel like you have an idea. But so before I fought Kelvin, I was offered a boost Magomedov. And I said no because he was a couple spots behind me. And I was like, why would I fight a guy who's 2-2, but he's 28 or 27-6? That's a lot of experience. That's a dangerous fight and little reward. The only thing I would have gained beating him at that time would have been what? A good notch in my resume. I beat a legit guy. And then maybe I get a top 15 fight, maybe. So I said no, and Mick was really mad at me for that. And, a couple of days later, he offered me Kelvin, but basically I felt like he was saying like I was scared. And if I didn't take the fight, I would be like, I'm shit out of luck. They're not going to give me a fight anytime soon. So I was like, okay, then don't give me a fight. It is what it is. And then, a couple of days later, they came back with the Kelvin fight. I fought Kelvin. Abus fought Michel Pereira for the top 15. He won. And then he had a ranking, and he's 3-2 in the UFC. I'm 5-1 at that time after I beat Kelvin. And so I was like, okay. So I hit up my manager and I said, all right, now I'm gonna fight the motherfucker because this dude thinks I'm fucking scared of him, and I'm not scared of anybody. It just got to make sense. At the end of the day, this is a business. Yes, I have an ego, I have pride, I want to fight everybody, but I also want to make money. You know, I want to make money so that way I'm not a fucking dumb broke retard by the time I'm done fighting.
There he is. There he is. There goes Joe. Yeah. He's back.
I was about to say, if you need Joe to do something, just like, I bet you're probably scared to take that couple slows.
So you know, literally, I hit up Lloyd. I have the text messages to prove it. I said, yo, all right, tell Mick I want a boost in September, October for my birthday or whatever. And he made it happen. And, you know, obviously me and a boost fought, and I have a lot of respect for a boost. I think he's a bad motherfucker. I think he's far from done. He's not that old. And, yeah, it was a great fucking fight.
What were you saying to Mick at that ending? Like, what were you shouting?
So I basically ran up to him and I was like, something about don't ever say I was fucking scared.
He was just
and I was like, yeah, and I was like, yo, you motherfuckers thought I was scared of all the shit. I said a bunch of motherfuckers. And at the end of the day,
still got a job, right?
I do. They loved it. Mick is the campaign for why I got a $50,000 bonus. I think they just love my passion for fighting. You know, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just like a, hey, motherfucker, you thought I was scared type deal. You know,
UFC competitive. Will eat the shit. That's the only way they want to, like if that's the case, like they don't stray from it. That was our choice. I do like that about them. They live and die by their choices and their decisions. So he's not going to be like, oh, why are you yelling at? Like,
no, not especially when you do it when you like, perform like that. Yeah,
you're right, Joe.
You're right.
We was wrong on that. Everybody.
You said the high from the knockout you feel for a week. Why not the high from? Because I feel like you just showed people that you could win in a different way.
Absolutely. It's different, man. When you put a man unconscious, it's different. But, you know, who gave me this analogy? It was a really, really fucking good analogy. I forget who it was. Fuck, man. I can't remember.
What was the analogy? You know what the analogy was?
Like the way to describe it. He was like, you know, I forget. Fuck, man. It's going to bother me. But basically, somebody told me, they were like, yo, that's better than a knockout because people get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes a better guy can get caught.
Right.
He was like, but you lost the first round, not by a lot. He was like, it's not like you got fucking beat up. He was like, you defended every position, you didn't take any damage, and then you came out and you started pressing him, and the second you hit him with one shot, it took one shot to hurt him. The only shot I landed was the shot that hurt him. I threw one punch that actually hit him, and I hurt him. He was like, you dropped his ass, you cut him up, you beat him up, and then you made him quit. He was like, how the fuck are you not happy about that? And I was like, well, it's not that I'm not happy, but like, you know, a knockout when I hit somebody and they freeze is just much more invigorating for me. And he was like, and then he gave me that analogy, and I was like, like that breakdown of like what I did. And I was like, yeah, bro, that's a good fucking point. Like it made me feel much better about the win, but I'm also hard on myself. You know what I mean? So I wish I would have knocked him out. Is how I initially felt, but I'm very, very happy with my performance.
I think as you continue to grow in your craft, I think you will again you'll take the best approaches per challenger. Like you said you don't use your jiu-jitsu much because you enjoy striking, but I think as you get older and wiser, you're like, I'm going to
use what works.
I'm going to use what the best A to B situation. Like this guy can't grapple with me. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use my striking.
Well, look at what happened when I did get on top, you know? So imagine if I had gotten on top in the first
earlier.
Round. So
that's what it's going to do, though. You're going to remember that thought in a fight, and then you're like, "Why am I making it so fucking hard?"
Right.
Then you're just going to be like,
and giving guys a shot. And you're giving guys a shot to get lucky.
And here's the thing, right? This is the thing, and I'm not stupid when it comes to like game planning and things like that. I could be a Michael Chandler because I love striking. I could lose fights against guys that I'm probably better than, but I refuse to use my jiu-jitsu. I wasn't willing to do that against a boost. My job is to win. And that is my obligation, and to myself and to my own standard, no matter how I get it done, my job is to fucking win. I need to get paid. I need to win. I want to win. I want to fight for the belt one day. I know I can win the belt one day. So,
did you see how hard you choked that motherfucker? He stood up. His neck was this skinny when he got up. That's how fat his neck was for 2 minutes.
But yeah, man, I mean, I have good jiu-jitsu. I have good wrestling. I have good ground and pound. Clearly, that's one thing that people should take away from that. is when I had my opportunity on top, I didn't fucking sit there and hold him and stall out. I fucking dropped elbows on him. I beat his ass, and then I choked him out.
What? No, fuck it. We want you.
I think
Joe's a striker only.
Nah, you definitely.
He only fight. He only strikes.
I think everybody just because we are still a pick show betting, blah blah. Everybody always assumes it's going to be a KO. I think people will now begin to play double chance a lot more because it's going to be KO or submission. Either way, it's finishes. I think you are a finisher, but I think multiple times in the last couple of fights, people, especially people I know, they're like Joe Bar KO. I'd be like, I think guess, so. You know what I mean?
Well, honestly,
it's a great bet always.
I
but
told
it's just
people to take me by KO too,
Yeah.
Because I really believed I was going to knock him out, and obviously I almost had the opportunity. But he just kind of like, I don't know if the second right hand like hit him like in his guard and it like knocked him into the cage and then he fell down, or he was still hurt. But you know, maybe his legs just went or whatnot. But you know, if he would have stayed up, bro, I would have put him out. So. And instead, you know, I was able to show like, hey, I got ground and pound, I got jiu-jitsu.
Top 15 now, Joe. I guess my first question would be like, does that make you feel like you have to unlock something new within yourself because you know this journey, it gets tougher, I would assume, right?
Always.
It's not what it just was. Now you are literally about to be fighting among the best guys in the world.
Every fight is a tougher fight.
Every fight's about to be a tough fight.
Yeah. So no, I don't think I need to unlock anything new. I think I just need to be consistent, like I said, right? Like I would take away and go away. I told John what my schedule's going to be, so I'm still in the gym, still training, and I'm not like too far out of shape. I don't want to get out of shape. I've really committed myself to the lifestyle of eating healthy and all these things that I got a sauna at my house, cold plunge. Like I'm implementing things so I can kind of do more like what Sean does, but not to the same extreme. I have no interest in doing what Sean does. I can't.
Sean's got this shit down with science, bro.
But Sean's got his routine and that works for him. And you got to remember because I've made fun of Sean a lot for like, man, all the fucking guy does is train. Like, do you have a life? All this shit. Like, that's what he has to do to be Sean Brady, to be the best grappler, to be the strong specimen, to be a shorter guy and make up for the size disadvantage that he has against other guys. That's the workload he needs to sustain. I fortunately am a bigger guy. On the middleweight division. I fortunately have big power where Sean's obviously not a knockout artist, but he has power too. But this is what works for me, right? So which works for Sean doesn't work for me. What works for me doesn't work for Sean. And that's just the reality of it. But what he is so right on is living the lifestyle outside of camp. So I can continue to develop and get better and have that blank space mind when I do go into a fight that I know I'm prepared for everything because I didn't just get in shape for a fight. I've been in shape.
And it gives you the opportunity for those last minute pop-up opportunities that come out of nowhere.
Obviously, those have to make sense. Just because you get an opportunity of short notice doesn't mean you have to take it or you should take it. You should be very realistic with yourself. But yeah, so no, dude. So yeah, no, I don't think I have to unlock anything. I just need to keep being fucking Joe Pyfer and keep training and keep developing. I think this was the best physically I'd looked, best physically I'd felt. And even then, I still had bumps and bruises, like I said, with hurting my back and things like that. So I'm going to get a couple things checked out. I think I'm definitely getting a small surgery on my left arm. I have a bunch of bone fragments that are impeding on my nerve every time I extend. So I just get my hand burns and...
We've seen it. We've seen it 2 weeks out with your back. You could fucking barely walk. That's a real thing.
I mean, that's what. Yeah, bro. That was a scary fucking thing. I tweaked my back in the camp, and it was originally was from wrestling, and then I lifted a couch out of my new place that I moved into, and literally I couldn't even walk I couldn't even walk, bro. Like I couldn't even put on my pants, my underwear, my socks, nothing, and. I went to sparring that Saturday 2 weeks before and couldn't even spar, had to leave the practice because Sam threw a kick just in a drill and my legs kept buckling. I literally thought I fractured my back. So luckily, I pulled through that and still was able to fight. So this was a win, not only the fight, but this was a win mentally throughout the camp to know that nothing has to go perfect, but I'm still a bad motherfucker that could show up and take out a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? But yeah, respect to a boost. Yeah. Me and him follow each other. I talked to him. I would love to have him come train with us. I think he'd be a great asset to the team. I don't know how happy he is where he is, American Top Team or whatnot, but obviously he's had a trending issue of cardio and things like that. So I don't know. He trained 4 months with the fight.
Let's go. Come over.
He trained 4 months with the fight, but
yeah. I don't know if you thought this far, but I'll just ask, matchmaking for yourself. Yeah. Have you looked at the division? And what do you think would be an ideal, maybe something that makes sense for
Marvin
you next?
Vettori, January, February. I feel bad for the guy, you know. Having said that, with his brother and passing away and everything. Okay, so I don't want to be disrespectful in trying to get that fight. But I do think it's the fight that makes sense. I'm 15, he's 14. I just got into the rankings. Let me fight somebody in the upper tier. If I can finish him, then give me somebody in the top tier, or at least inside the top 10, then 5 to 10 range. Mm-hmm. And then after I beat somebody there, then give me a contender fight for the title. So I think I'm 3 fights away, 3 wins away from a title fight, maybe 2 big ones if I get 2 finishes over 2 good guys. But I would like to fight Marvin. I think it would be a great showing. And nothing but respect for the guy. And I can't say that that's always how I felt about him, but I won't shit on a guy who's lost a loved one, and I think that's fucking horrible. So
he be using the N-word on Twitter, so I'm just
listen. Can you relax? Can you relax?
So if you, as my ginger, I mean, my ginger.
That's a show for there's 4 brothers on the show today. It's like 4 brothers. I got the criminal record and bad credit score and 2 baby moms.
That's my movie.
This is my ideal plan for 2026. My ideal plan for 2026 is fight Marvin January, February. Marvin, Cannonier, or Delete. Mm-hmm. I think any of those 3 I would be okay with. January, February, and then granted a win. Me, Joe versus Bo for the White House, and I presented that. And as long as he wins against Rodolfo and everything like that, I think that would make the most sense. I think that would be an epic fucking fight for me and Bo at the White House card, and we can find out who the fuck the man is.
My dream matchup for you would be Strickland, only because it'd be like fighting the man in the mirror.
No, I believe that too.
That would be a fucking epic.
I'm talking about
social media fight.
In the crowd, dog.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be a very heated
listen
fight.
Confederate flags and shit.
Bro,
that'd be crazy.
Or we would see a lot of the same things, and we would have a lot of mutual respect. So
come out and hug and shit
it's
the
weird.
whole fight.
Tag team. Craziness could understand itself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We on some Joe Rogan shit today, but I got so many other topics if y'all want to run into them real quick, because there was so much stuff I wanted to talk about.
Let's go.
All right, real quick. Joe, I'm going to end it right there for you. Congratulations on that. I'm super proud of you. I'm super happy for you.
Thank you.
Like I said, continue down the path that you were going. I love the spirituality part for you. I know you didn't get into it too much, but I love that for you. I think that's a great path for you to take. I think it gives you humility. I think it gives you something to lean on when times are dark, when you're at the bottom, stuff like that. And you think Dean said you're not alone in that moment. I think when you take an approach like that, I believe you're never alone. That's the foundation of my life. No matter how I talk, no matter how I act on this show, blah, blah, blah.
But it's but that's what I do want to say that because I think that's an important message for the world.
Yes.
Of people that aren't believers.
Correct.
Like you said, you're never alone.
I'm never alone.
But the only way that you can actually, I think, in my opinion, be granted the presence of not being alone is moments like what I had.
Mm-hmm.
Where I didn't feel the best, but I still was able to overcome adversity, and he still was there with me. And I don't think that I will also say this at the same time. I've always called myself a Christian because I believe in the one true God. I believe that Jesus died for our sins, things like that. But I'm reading the Bible front to back. I've never done that. I'm doing that. I'm in 1 Kings now. And it's not to say, hey, I'm a Christian because I read the Bible. It's to say, hey, I gave myself the opportunity. For people that don't believe, you give yourself the opportunity to at least read the Bible and then say, hey, I don't believe any of this, or I believe all of this, or I believe some of this. But there is no way to explain good, evil, right, wrong, without the morality from the Bible, without the creation of people through the Bible. And it's just not a story, bro. It's just not a fucking story. So if I didn't pray, I prayed as much as I have ever for this fight, 5 or 6 times, and just kept asking God to grant me the win through his strength and things like that. And I think that I've truly, I've never said it before, and some people find it super cringy, and which I don't give a fuck, it is what it is, but I truly believe I wouldn't have won the fight had I not prayed as much as I did.
Amen, bro.
Yeah, no.
So. Amen.
Joe,
amen.
Joe, what do you call a blind nun? a Roman Catholic.
And you know what? Moving forward, brother.
Your dad jokes are horrible.
Yo, moving forward.
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with the Betsy Ross Bridge, or did you get over it? Bow. 2 for 2. Go. Round and second.
Going back, we had Joe's recap. Who's Joe's next? You covered all that. So going back into this week, quick question: what do y'all think about Pantoja versus Merab? Could Pantoja be an answer for Merab?
Nope. I'm not interested.
Not
He's too small.
Too small.
Too small. Merab's a small guy, but he's a big guy compared to Pantoja.
You know who I knew Merab was dangerous?
What?
I was at a meet and greet with Sean. This motherfucker showed up in Skechers. I was like, he's a bad dude.
I just look at his nose and his...
I'm like, the Skechers is where it was at for me.
All right. And I would say the other thing to talk about is obviously the light heavyweight championship is now... You got Alex, right? You got Ankalaev, who just lost.
Garry and Carlos Ulberg.
Garry and Carlos Ulberg for... Which Garry just got announced as number 1.
Yeah, I think you got to give it to Garry.
Because you just can't make that fight again, right?
I mean, the last guy that Alex beat before Ankalaev was Khalil for the title, and it was a great fight. He took Alex into deep water and had a lot of success. You know, he lost, but it's either Carlos or obviously Garry. I think the UFC is probably going to go... I don't know, man. I think more people are interested to see Garry than they are Ulberg, but I could be wrong. At least maybe that's my personal preference.
I see Ulberg go up and fight.
I would rather see Garry for a third time because the first fight was fun.
Yeah.
And the second fight, he got clipped early.
Yeah.
And then Ulberg, I mean, I don't really think Ulberg's got the style to do much.
I think that's easy work for Alex.
I think they'll do Ulberg because it's something different and it just gives another victory. They know that's a victory.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
But here's the thing though. I think that Alex has no interest in Ulberg. I think he wants to, if he's going to fight, I think they have a lot of respect between Garry and him. Based on the interactions of their teams in the back and Glover saying like, yeah, you should be next.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they're leaning.
He wants Cyril gone.
Yeah, and I think he wants to go to heavyweight, right?
That'd be crazy. A 3-division. That would.
I don't think that you should not let him have the opportunity. He's 38 years old. He's fucking a nasty motherfucker. He's big as fuck. Let him do it.
3-division. Where would that put him? Would that like
best of all time?
That would put. You think nobody? Because nobody could touch you. Nobody could say they did what you. Because double champ used to be the standard of motherfucker. I'm a double champ. Then we got 2 double champs.
The best of all time. If he was able to win in all 3 divisions, he'd be the best of all time. You have to give it to him. And the time that he did it, and the age that he did it,
now
with the lack of grappling knowledge he had when he got in the UFC, he did it. My man's only been doing jiu-jitsu for like less than 10 years.
He wouldn't need a couple more grapplers on his resume?
No.
Over John Jones's resume, the greatest of all time.
John Jones is the greatest of all time.
I think that's why Dana may not let it happen.
You think? I heard somebody say something like, would he be enough motivation to make John come down to 205?
Yeah. No,
First and foremost,
heavyweight, but not 205.
Just because you're saying his name on behalf of our podcast, I know we're not the biggest show, but
listen,
like to your John Jones brother, very, very sad and unfortunate situation. And but when I not being selfishly, I'm just my opinion of John Jones as a person. I think that is something that could be turned into motivation to fight again in honor of your brother.
That's what I said.
And that's the type of person that I feel John Jones is.
Whether y'all believe it or not, right now, Conor's suspended. John Jones on the White House card. Biggest draw, best fight, even over Conor. That is the fight to make.
Absolutely.
John Jones versus anyone is the fight to make as the headline.
Sprinkle a little Ronda Rousey.
Listen, please don't do that.
No. John Jones on the White House card is the best thing you could do for a White House card. He's an American. He's the greatest of all time. He is the GOAT as of currently. Put him on the card.
That would be.
And now that Conor's out, who bigger?
Conor will be available 3 days before the event, they said.
Is that true?
I think that's what it came out to. But I was like, can you really? I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah, it was 18 months. They said March, right?
I thought they said, March, yeah. Yeah, never mind.
March,
You're right.
I think he said something about somebody said 3 days before the thing.
Okay.
All this just came out.
Yeah, this just got released, but he's already been serving the suspension.
Either way, in a perfect world, which this is the part that I don't see, I can't see Alex going up and I can see him fighting, but I can't see him beating like a Tom Aspinall, right? But you can.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why people say just no. I don't understand why.
I do think
a Blad's double leg would be in the picture, and I don't think Alex could get up from it.
I'm not sold that Tom would run through everyone. I'm not sold that Tom's going to run through Cyril Gane. I don't think that Cyril Gane's going to get clipped by him like everybody thinks.
Cyril Gane's lightness on his feet and movement could present a small problem.
A big problem.
John did what he did, and it kind of messed up in our heads.
I don't know if Aspinall has this from John Jones yet. Then the experience. You got to think John Jones did that with a lot of experience and a great IQ. I'm not saying
how many
Aspinall's
wars
not a
has
smart
Tom Aspinall been in?
Provatniklov or whatever that dude named. That might be it. If that was a war, they had a nice first round before he dropped him. But
Sergey Pavlovich.
Sergey Pavlovich. I say Provatniklov.
Nah, not even.
I'm thinking of temporary.
Not even.
Provatniklov.
Not even. That's not that, bro. That's first round. That's not a fucking war.
I don't know what wars
he ain't been tested.
John Jones is going to throw a war.
When I say he ain't been tested, he hasn't. Like, I got tested against Jack if I was going to quit, right? I got my ass beat. Fucking Tom Aspinall's never been where he can't knock somebody out and has to dig deep and use other tools. He's been able to knock everybody out, right? It's not that, and it's not because he hasn't been tested. He's fucking good. He's great. But I'm just not sold that he could beat John Jones. I'm not sold that he's going to walk through Cyril Gane, a guy who moves well. His best attribute is his feet. Tom's best attribute is his feet. He can wrestle, he can do jiu-jitsu, but can he do it against these kind of guys? We'll see. We'll see how easily he beats Cyril Gane compared to how easily John Jones beats Cyril Gane. And I don't think that's possible. Well, it's possible. I just don't think it'll happen.
Okay. I don't know. While we were talking about Jerry a little bit, I don't know if y'all saw that Jerry was basically saying, they were trying to ask him, like, why don't you like Ankalaev? Like, what's the beef there? So he said, I don't know. You know, this guy talks a certain way on Twitter, and I see this guy at PI, then he says hello.
Yo, you got
then
your
I'm he's like my wife from Baku. I don't know. Yeah. He's like, so I say, so you nice guy. He's like, so you nice guy in public, basically, right? And this is where it comes out that they're trying to say, like, whoa, that's not me on Twitter. That's Ali on our accounts, right? So my question is, do you feel that is more damaging?
100%.
Is it
100%? Ankalaev is the champion. He was probably the most hated fucking champion aside from Belal initially. The guy gets fucking ridiculed, and it's not that he's not good. The guy was fucking 21-1, 21-2.
But was that because of the talking, or because he got rid of a very popular champion?
Because of the talking.
Yeah.
And we know these. I'm not gonna lie. We got a lot of foreigners on our team, and they are very humble. They aren't guys that talk trash. Yeah. That's why, like, even like when.
Well, the fact that he was talking like he just absolutely dismantled Alex Pereira. You're going back to the tire shop, all this shit. It's like
that's Ali saying that though.
Yeah, I know. That's damaging. That's why people fucking hate him. Like, that's another reason why people hate him. But like all the shit talk prior to that, if it's still Ali, it's fucked up, bro. You're ruining this guy's like likability for fans and engagement with that. Like you should. And thinking
you're marketing and all that shit.
Yeah, AI had fucking Ankalaev wrapped up in tires, all types of shit. They had him with tools and shit laid out. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy.
That is definitely messed up.
Make joke.
Did you see? Dean made a statement a little bit ago where he said
the trade.
Yeah. Do you think? I get what he's saying, but do you think
what
he was
her
right?
name? Ditchevich?
Yeah, Dakota. Ditchevich, is it Ditcheva?
Ditcheva?
Yeah.
No,
I think he's saying it's like banner, like, or just like for the company.
I think he's saying as far as like popularity and draw. Right. I don't think Ankalaev is a big draw for the UFC, even though he is a Dagestan, Russian, whatever he is. I don't think he's a big of a draw, but if you have a decent looking girl who comes in who's actually getting fucking knockouts, like she'll be another Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes. There's so much more room for a female to become a star than a man, I believe. So no, I get what he was saying. I think he's saying it strictly from like a promotional end of like Ankalaev doesn't sell.
Yeah.
And that's what I think he means as far as the trade. Ankalaev doesn't sell and she would. She's a bad woman, bro. She actually.
I'm talking about her skills.
She swings heat.
I didn't. The way you're looking at me,
no, she swings, bro. She gets finishes. Like she's a badass chick.
Very solid.
That's a PFL girl, I think, though, right?
Yeah, she's a PFL girl.
Yeah,
I know men's are kind of fast. I'm not interested.
We got Sean face planted. Sean face planted or whatever. He looked bad right there, brother.
But yeah, we talked about the ban. You just said that Uncle Live is probably the most hated champion.
Well,
I think,
aside from Jamal Hill.
aside from Ilya Topuria, I can't stand his ass because he's just, my new word for him is hate, but it's spelled with H, a silent R-E-A-T. It's like a
Uncle Live?
No, because he's great, but it's a hatred.
Yeah, so he's the only person I don't like that I follow. I follow him.
A fan?
No,
I am he's amazing.
He's greatness, but I can't stand this motherfucker.
Why?
Because he's killing my
all
people,
the Avengers,
man,
bro. Like
yes, he's Thanos, bro.
And now there's
Thanos
rumors
is a
that
cool
he's fighting
character.
Gaethje, and it's like, we love Gaethje. He's literally one by one destroying the guys that we literally love.
Yeah.
And he's making it look easy.
Yeah.
It's his time,
So
bro.
it's a fucking
Magneto.
hateness.
No, but see, isn't that the craziest shit though?
That people love you when you do good. I mean, hate you when you do
they hate you when you do good. Like people will find anything. You know, I know we're all joking and
Yeah.
shit, but like at the end of the day, it's
I'm
like
not
that's why it's
joking.
tough to do this sport. Is you could do everything right and still be hated.
It's the smirk.
You could never lose. It is.
The
It is.
smirk is
It
crazy,
It
bro.
is. But hey, he's a confident motherfucker, bro, and he puts it on the line. And it's not like he's out here cranking decisions. He's out here smoking fuckers.
In all seriousness, no, he's great. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that's how it makes you feel.
His son
God,
looked like he gonna be another one, bro. His son got the same smirk, throwing hands. I'm like, this little dude.
he's so good.
I never even seen it.
So
Yo,
good,
his son
bro.
is a baby, bro, and this dude's just hitting, moving, spinning back fists. It's like, stop, bro.
But you know that's a good thing because like I said, I always tell people about this. The year we played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, I had work that night. I left upset about the game and we were up. He just started doing Tom Brady shit that had me like, this motherfucker does it every time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how great Tom Brady was, that I accepted defeat while we were still winning because I went to bed before in the same situation where I wake up and these motherfuckers come back from a 27-point deficit. You get what I'm saying? In a Super Bowl. So it's just like, that's how greatness kind of looks sometimes. Like, you just so fucking good that people just hate you. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Ilya, where I'm just like, but I said all that to say the rumors of Ilya versus Gaethje have been rumored. If that fight goes down, quick pick, how do you think that
Brother,
goes?
I have a fucking terrible knee burn,
Mhm.
and my fucking skin is stuck to my pants.
Want me to pull it?
Nah, bro, I'm trying to do
Ready
it
to get-
now.
ready to
Come
get
on,
out of
thug
here?
it out, Joe. You're drinking Dunkin' Donuts, bro. Thug it out.
I gotta reach down my pants.
Whoa!
So I'm gonna get my skin without ripping all my skin off.
Homie gets punched in the face for a living and he's bitching about some fucking skin stuck to some jeans.
That shit might felt amazing.
I don't know if your pants and your legs were ever one thing.
Bro,
All right, my fault,
I will say that is the worst fucking feeling, having Matt burn on your fucking knees and then you put on pants and it gets stuck. Ugh.
Real quick, and again, I know I keep trying to say, I gotta end this at some
Stop
point.
rushing.
I know.
motherfucker.
We're fucking 4.5 hours
I
in.
know. It's like Ilya versus Gaethje rumors. Quick pick. How do you feel that could go? Same.
Topuria. I just think he's in his absolute most confident state, which also could be, you know, where he can get caught. But yeah, you gotta be careful. Gaethje's a bad motherfucker, bro. But you know, the way he dismantled Holloway, the way Holloway absolutely beat down Gaethje, I would go Topuria. I think you have to lean with the hot side, and I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's like you can't bet against him. Kind of like a John Jones, like he knows how to win. He's hitting his stride. It's not like the fights are closer as he's fighting the better competition. He's getting further and further away and just absolutely dominating. So he's not having close fights like he did with like Herbert when he got kicked in the face, or Emmett when he won a decision. Like he's just fighting tougher guys and smashing them. So I think
Gaethje will trade.
Gaethje will trade.
That's the dangerous part.
But
That's the part.
I will say though, Gaethje is going to have a lot of good things to be able to pick apart, especially with that calf kick, with the way that he stands in such an orthodox like boxing stance. Topuria better not let that leg get beat down.
If it goes through, that will be a great fight. Also announced was Armen versus Hooker. And my other question is like, do you feel like Armen is being punished because of the whole?
Yes.
100%.
Like UFC really just we are who we are. You know what we get into. You fuck us over, we fuck you over. Like that's just.
This might be one of the worst punishments I've seen off of something like that. Like he said, his back was hurting or something, and they're just like, "Oh, your back hurt? Well, guess what? Your back hurts for the next 3 years, pussy." It's like, damn.
They ain't cooking you nut
So
ass.
here's
What you got?
he is on a 3-fight winning streak. He beat Claudio Puelles with a body kick in 2022. Then he fought in 2023 once, which it was against Jalen Turner. He won by split decision. And then he fought Mateusz Gamrot and won by split decision. So,
And then he was set to fight Islam, correct? That's the one he pulled out of? Was it Islam?
Yeah, it was.
He was
It was
supposed to fight
Oliveira.
Gaethje.
Oh, Gaethje.
So in March of 2025.
Who came in and saved that fight? Didn't somebody come in? No, nobody saved it.
I'm not sure.
He pulled out of a Gaethje joint. I swore he pulled. I thought he pulled out of a fight with Islam, and then the dude with the podcast jumped in the board. They said, "Give me money, show money." That was
Moicano.
Moicano.
Yeah. It was Islam. Maybe he was supposed to fight Gaethje at some point as well.
Who fought Moicano?
Armen. Wasn't Armen supposed to fight?
Islam fought Moicano because Moicano took his place at the last minute. Took that guy
went
who
up and fought because Moicano fought Islam. That's the only way to
place
happen.
of Armen. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm talking about Dan Hooker.
Shit.
So Dan Hooker has fought 3 times in basically almost,
you're pointing out that
4
Dan
years.
Hooker doesn't deserve to be in this situation versus
Absolutely
what
not.
Armen has done.
Absolutely doesn't deserve it.
Okay, cool.
And
The
it's
last
definitely
guy
UFC
beat-
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, he did say Jalen Turner. Oh,
True.
my bad.
I was thinking, I was like, damn,
I missed these.
That's what I said.
I'm gonna play it off. I'm supposed to know this shit.
Yeah, I don't think that this fight makes any sense. I think Armen is so far above him, it doesn't really make sense to me. But
Does it create a risk, you feel? Obvious as a fight, anything can happen.
I mean,
but
yeah,
Dan
there's
Hooker
a
is a tough
risk, but
motherfucker.
like, yeah, there's a risk, but bro, like, he's gonna get mauled.
Okay.
You don't have the grappling to deal with a guy like Armen. When he fought Islam, he got Gamrot, right?
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Armen said he also feels like he's the only guy who could beat. Was he talking about Ilya? I think he's talking about Ilya.
Who said that?
Both of them.
He's talking about Ilya or Islam? I think he's talking about Ilya.
But yeah, he definitely thinks he could be Ilya.
Yeah, he says the only. He believes he's the only guy who could beat Ilya, and he said we all know that. So
Who said that?
Armen.
Armen. And says that he's avoiding them.
I agree.
Wild.
You think Armen's style can beat Ilya?
I think he can give him the hardest fight out of anybody.
That makes sense.
I need more fucking Vaseline, boy. Got my hand in my pants.
Hey,
Trying to separate his
Over
shit.
there cashing a check.
I'm trying to stop the fucking...
seal.
I forgot to put a Band-Aid on it, bro, so I don't need my skin ripping the fuck off on my shit, though.
Other news as well. He is not here, but I guess we could talk on it. And I would love to let you just go free on this situation, which would be I had to hear Sean's thoughts on Ian versus Belal, but I guess we'll get Joe's thoughts on Ian versus Belal, early predictions.
So
And you can just go in on this situation because my next question was also Sean's response to Ian Garry's Instagram post.
Yes.
So I'll let you speak on Sean's behalf because I love when you speak on Sean's behalf.
Yeah, so-
because you're going to say it. You're going to say that shit.
I'll say it. Obviously, everything I say is an opinion. It's
For
not,
sure.
It's not, some things I would say are facts, but, I don't want anybody to get fucking butthurt and take what I say. It's like
These are Joe's
this is
and
my
opinions.
view. So,
Right.
so my opinion on the Ian Garry Belal fight is it's wrong as far as I think Sean's deserving of either one of those fights versus them fighting each other. There's a story behind Belal and Sean. That should be the fight, not Ian. Ian shouldn't be gifted that opportunity considering he's not taking a fight against Sean, which I know the reason why. I'm not going to say why, but he's got unrealistic expectations. So I saw his Instagram where he said yes. He said yes
public.
if you meet this demand. That's the only way he would have said yes. So clearly he said yes in a way that was unattainable. And now he has to try to put out like, hey, yeah, I said yes, make it public because that's what I wanted, all this shit. It's just fucking cringe, bro, because if you really wanted to fight, you would fight. And Sean's been asking to fight anybody. And now Sean is getting kind of like bypassed in a way, in my opinion, because of somebody else's bullshit. And I just think it's fucking wrong. And Sean had a fucking amazing performance against Leon Edwards. Took no damage, absolutely dominated and smashed him. Why is he not getting the Belal fight? Why is he not getting the Ian Garry fight? Even if the UFC doesn't like Sean because Sean doesn't talk or this and that, give the man what he deserves. And it's almost like a Merab situation, in my opinion, right? Like, I had asked Dana when I met with him, I was like, so do you love Merab now? He's like, I never hated Merab, blah, blah, blah. He just does some stupid shit, like jumping head first into a fucking frozen lake. Like, but now he has become arguably the greatest bantamweight, right? Bantamweight?
Don't give me the line.
I don't know. But he's become one of the greatest fucking champions of that division, is my point. So, you know, even if they're like, well, Sean doesn't do this or do that or whatever, or marketable or whatever the fuck they want to say, it's like, okay, but he's known in the MMA community. It's not like he doesn't have a name. It's not like people don't not want to see him fight. They want to see him fight. And if you give him an opportunity to become champion or get the #1 contender, which he had already won, then he's able to build that fan base and become something that people fucking love. Like, if Khamzat Chimaev can become famous off of just straight wrestling, then why can't Sean Brady? He does it better, in my opinion. And he gets finishes. Like, so it is what it is, man. It sucks. You know, but ultimately Sean wants to fight till he's older, right? So he needs to do exactly what he's doing, is keep training, keep fighting, and he'll be undeniable. So, you know, whatever his next fight may be, which I know, he'll steamroll them, and then he'll get another opportunity, and hopefully, you know, they do him right and give him another chance with if he has another dominant performance. But I just think it's a real fucking, Ian's just corny, dog. He's corny, bro. That is what corny, it is. And I wish Belal would be like, yeah, I'd like to run it back with Sean, because even Belal has said that he's probably the most deserving. So it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? But Ian fucking sucks dick with his mouth, so he's able to get what he wants.
Is there any other way?
I was about to say, like, damn.
I mean, like,
sucks dick with his mouth.
Yeah, he sucks dick with his mouth. It is what it is. But, you know, and look, Sean's my guy, so I don't care if this goes out there, and if he sees it, well, we can fucking rumble too, Ian. Like, you know what I mean? That's my guy, and I think that you're doing some not so respectable shit. You know, like, you're behind in the rankings behind Sean. You know Sean deserves it. You know Sean should be the one fighting for, I guess, again, another #1 contender. But I also understand what he's doing, and, you know, he's got a big following. He's got pop. He's obviously a very good fighter, but I just, you know, I can't help but feel fucking pissed off about it for Sean, because Sean trains all the time. He's ready to fight all the time. So why wouldn't you give it to a guy who's ready to go all the time? That's my opinion.
That's true. Well, hopefully I'm trying to get Sean in here, and we kind of get from his side the same thing, but it's always good to have you.
Sean would have been here, guys, but we had a communication issue. That's all it was. With me coming back from Vegas, I didn't want them to do the podcast without me, and then the way that we scheduled it today, Sean was already at training and everything, so that was on us, not me.
It was on me.
But yeah, no, Sean.
He said he might be able to get back here later today, so hopefully we ought to get another piece of content, and that would be great. I got a couple more topics, and then we out of here.
If you mentioned getting out of here,
I know.
I'm not in a rush.
I know. All right, this one I just love. I truly think this guy deserves. It's not the realm that we all respect. Some people don't, but it is just beautiful to see. Mike Perry in BKFC is just a fucking. He's a god. Like, it was just made for him, bro. Like, I don't know, like, I never seen something so tailor made for a person. And it's just he fought Lil Heathen. What was that, last week? Was that over the weekend?
That was the same day I fought.
Okay, same day he fought. They had they scrap. Mike Perry obviously won. But I just, like, every time I see him win, I'd be like, yo, Mike Perry really found something that just works.
I'm very happy to see Mike Perry win, because I was sad when he got cut from the UFC or left the UFC, whatever it was, because I really enjoyed, like, what he said, how he talked, the way he danced to the entrance music when he came out to Beyonce and shit. He was just funny as hell.
That happened by accident, by the way.
Oh, the Beyonce, the Halo.
He's like, this ain't my song, but fuck it. Dude, he's hilarious. I'm very happy. And, like, you know, I remember when he was, like, complaining about taxes and things, and he wasn't making no money and all that. And now he's, like, doing super well for himself. So I like to see it. And I think Mike Perry is obviously, like you said, he's the right guy for bare knuckle. I think he's more of a tough street fighter than he is a martial artist for MMA.
Is that what it is? Like, what does he have that everybody just?
He doesn't have to worry about anything other than just scrapping. He doesn't have to worry about kicks. He doesn't have to worry about knees. I don't think he enjoyed MMA like he does just straight bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah,
it's a very short fight comparatively to MMA, and you don't have to fucking train as hard. Like, when I say train as hard, you can definitely train as hard, but you don't have to fucking wrestle and do jujitsu and do kickboxing and cut massive amounts of weight like every single time. Like, bro, he's kind of making the rules. So
Conor keep acting like he want that work from Mike Perry and bare knuckle. I tell him stay away from it.
Absolutely.
I think
such
Mike Perry
a stupid
would
bro, and he's got to change the way that he fucking runs that, because him bumping into them at the face off and the best like, bro, it's honestly, I think it's a bad look. It's just cringe.
Yeah.
It's cringe. Like, watching the event is fucking fun live.
Yeah.
But the antics of how they promote it is just fucking cringe. Like, bro, be a professional. You're not fighting your fighters.
It looks like a fiend on the stage.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude. I don't like it at all. But let's give props to the guy who hates me too, is Jeremy Stevens. He's fucking
for sure.
He's a dog. He fought up a couple weight classes. It takes a lot of balls, a lot of heart, and he handled all the pressure and fought his ass off. And he got dropped multiple times, and still kept getting up. So respect to him for the fight. It was good.
I don't think anything came out on why Frankie was removed from the card, but Frankie Edgar was supposed to know. You always got little birdies to know why, but
no, I know why.
Okay, I don't know, and I don't want to, like I said, yeah. But I know he was supposed to be on the card, but it just
didn't
off.
work out,
dropped off, yeah. So I'm still waiting to kind of find out what happened with that.
I'll tell you after.
Okay, but yeah, shout out to Mike Perry. I think that's just I love that for him, man. There's no other way to put it. Paul Hughes also fought Umar Nurmagomedov over the weekend.
And I heard that it was another close-ass fight, and somehow all the judges absolutely called it like 50-45
One of
or
them
some
got
shit.
a 50-45, and I think two of the other ones had it a little bit closer, but it's like, how do you get this? How do you get a 50-45?
Because it's over there in the Middle East. Y'all bunch of cheating ass motherfuckers.
Also, just kind of thinking about that Bellator UFC gap, it had me wondering, like, Khabib originally said, I don't want to just dominate the UFC. I want my guys and my family to dominate all the platforms. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. But it also had me thinking, I was like, I wonder if he's just not the really, really good one.
Right, he sent the one. No, 100%.
Like,
he sent ones to different joints. Right. Like, I got somebody for Art of War.
I don't know.
I got somebody.
That's how I took it. I mean, that was my thought over the weekend. I was like, because after now seeing Patchy Mix go to UFC, after seeing Michael, it would make you want to say that, you know what, I want to fight against the best competition there is, and that is UFC caliber fighters.
Hey, man, I'll tell you one dude that ain't lost to no Russian.
You? But and not just and I'm not just talking about the
USA up in this
Magomedov, but even like the chick Dakota Devichka, I believe her name is. It's like, why wouldn't you want to come fight the best girls on the planet?
Because she's making the most money. Where's she at? Why would you?
That is true.
We forgot
because
that
this is what everybody.
That's what you're
this
for.
Is what everybody forgets. Like, this is a job
for sure.
At the end of the day, this is a job, and despite how it makes fans feel, man, like, we got to make money.
Yeah.
And if you're making fucking $1 million, or you're making $500,000, when you go to the UFC, you ain't making that. Not unless you're a champion plus. So, or depending on how you sell in the UFC, then you can make that. You don't have to be a champion, but usually the guys that make that have been in the UFC, like Michael Chandler, for a good bit and put on the craziest fucking fights and got like 3 brain cells left. So, but I'm hoping with this Paramount deal, start of the new year. It's also why I want to kind of wait to fight in the new year. Like, I got to get the surgery and everything. And I think timing wise, it'll make sense. And then that was the last fight on my contract. So I'm 6-1, cuh.
Did anybody see the Sergio Pettis KO?
Yeah. I heard he was getting dogged the whole fight. And then he caught him with the elbow.
That was a really good knockout, though.
It was cool.
I mean, really good knockdown. If you did not watch Dana White Contender Series yesterday,
Luke Fernandez, shout out, big dog.
He is a local guy. I've seen Luke come through the gym several times. I've seen him. You trained with him for your
I trained with him a handful of times.
Okay, it was a camp going on. He came and I think it was the Jet Camp or something like that.
Yeah, nah, it would have been before that.
Before that? Okay.
Yeah,
I seen him at the...
but we've trained together. I like Luke a lot. He's a very level-headed, good kid, mature, and not like a crazy big ego or anything like that. But I was out there with them on Saturday, hanging out with them, and or Sunday, me and Bobby.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with him. He was in good spirits, and, you know, Dante takes care of his guys. They had Nick Galante out there who trains with us, helps Sean. Eric Nolan obviously is in the UFC now, so now we got to wait for little Jerry when he gets his due on Dante Rivera's team, and then Nick Galante, hopefully he'll make his stride to get in.
Nick made easy work. He was a heavy favorite last night on Dana White. Luke, I'm sorry, I said Nick because you said Nick Galante. Luke Firm was a heavy favorite. I think he was like a -8 something, or I think it closed at like -14 something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it was like 3 punches. It was like a jab. It was like a jab, 1-2. It's still on Debbie good. Okay, good. But made easy work of that. I was a little nervous because I was like, damn, can you get penalized for making it look too easy? Where Dana could be like, I just want to see a little bit more from you.
Not in the light heavyweight division.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that was a very good fight for Luke.
Yeah.
You know, but let's not bullshit. It wasn't the craziest guy he could have fought on there.
Yeah.
But he did exactly what he was supposed to do against a guy like that. Like, my thing is this. Don't be mad at somebody for fighting a can, right? If they give you a can and you make them look like a can, you did your job. And Luke did his job. Yeah. It's not Luke's fault who they match him up with. They said, hey, here's an opportunity. Here's this fucking guy. And he went out there and he fucking flatlined him. That's his job, and he did well, and he did great. So,
I ended up watching that whole thing. Once you go back and watch it,
I told you better watch this.
That kid, what's his name?
You talking about Martinetti versus...
Before I get to them, that kid, Rodriguez, DC kid.
Oh, okay.
He was good.
Curly top.
Yes.
Yes.
He was phenomenal. I love that he got signed to the dude.
He was on the Ultimate Fighter first. He was on the Ultimate Fighter, and then he ended up joining Daniel's team in real life when he created his team. Yeah. And he got himself a contract last night.
Yeah, DC was hyped for that. But yeah, he put on a great performance. But the main one, this joint gave you like Bonner versus Forrest Griffin vibes.
Jesus Christ.
UFC. I didn't watch it.
Bro, one of the greatest fights ever.
They're trying to say this might be the greatest Dana White Contender Series fight of all times. But it was this guy, Volakowin?
No, it's Volagdin. Right? Okay. Volagdin and Martinetti.
Yo.
Unbelievable
Barnburner is an understatement, bro.
Yeah. It was
that was really was a great fight. It was so many knees. It was just, and then that kid was just grit and heart. Yeah. Even though he lost, Dana ended up signing them both, gave them both $25,000, but they both was shipped off to the hospital. Like, it was a brutal
Volagdin, this dude is like 5'2", dog. He's little as hell, just diesel, and he looked like a baby in his face, bro. And it really looked like he was going to win that fight when you watch the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And just,
he looked sharper.
Yeah. The way dude turned it on, Martinetti, and just was like, I'm just going to make this the wildest street fight, bro. They zero defense.
Yeah. It wasn't no defense. That was
14 body knees in a row from the tie clinch.
Yeah.
Insane, bro.
Now, my other thought, being like a person who likes it was kind of just, it's one of the greatest Dana White Contender Series, but it's so bad for you. It's so bad to have a fight like that where like you took that much damage and
100%.
Yeah, so it's like the combat, like I'm somebody's sweet science, like boxing, Bernard Hopkins born, Shakur Stevenson, listen, it's hit and not be hit. That's what fighting is in my thoughts, you know what I mean? Like the sweet science of fighting. So seeing that, I was like, although it was entertainment, it was barbaric, it was modern day gladiator shit, as a person watching it, I was like, this is just
terrible. He had a hole in his head, bro. The hole in his head was so big, bro. Oh my God.
It was bad. But if you get a chance to go check it out, I would say go check it out. It was a great
I was gonna put it on last night and then I fucking fell asleep. I saw Luke's fight and that was it.
That was it. Okay, yeah. It was very, very, very good. I think I
feel like I need a detox from watching so much UFC.
So much violence.
Being in it the fucking week of, bro. Cutting the weight. I think it's the cutting the weight that makes me want to distance myself sometimes after, because I feel so sick afterwards. Like after I'm done fighting, I'm like, fuck, bro. I don't even want to smell a fucking sauna, cedar wood fucking smell.
It's weird how that works, how like certain smells bring you back. Because remember the sweet sweat, I didn't know that until we were there with Garam, and he was like, oh, brother. I was like, what the fuck is he? He's like, man, it's just the smell. Like, it takes you to a place where you're like, we about to do something real.
You about to die.
We about to die. I was like, ew. I couldn't really smell it, though. But they seemed like it was so potent in their noses where they was like, I hate the smell of it. So even like the cedar from
bro, because your nose is burning from being in the hot sauna, breathing the air, and then all you smell is the fucking sweet sweat.
I don't have anything besides, unfortunately, the Birds lost while you were out there. Birds lost, and the people are counting the Phillies out. We are down 2 against the Los Angeles
I
Dodgers.
did not see any of it.
They said we don't count anyway. They did.
We claim Joe now.
Oh, and that's the shit I'm talking about.
We claimed Joe. They said he was from Philly.
They said Jersey people. Jersey people can't root for the Eagles, is what they told me.
Who?
Sean himself.
I'm telling you, we claimed Joe. We claimed Joe.
Yeah, I'm a street rat, dog.
yeah.
I'm out here in the streets.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if I'm out here beating down on Russians, I'm a hood man. and when I fight, I've always trained in Philadelphia, and I represent Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe's one of us.
So I'm gonna start talking like I'm one of y'all, man. You know what I mean? That shit's all strength. That shit's all strength.
Subscribe.
Southern as hell.
Hey man, you better ask somebody about me. That's Kurt's favorite thing. And I ask you.
But yeah, man, Phillies got to win 3 to come back. So they say it's not likely, but we the fighting Phils, so you never really know. So I'm looking forward to that. But other
I'm
than
not a
that,
baseball guy. I don't know shit about
I know
it.
it's just, but Red October is exciting. It's supposed to be.
I went to the World
Series.
Series.
It's like a massacre
Sean,
right now.
When they went to the World Series, me and Sean went. And
you was at the World
lost.
Series and didn't care to be there?
No, I thought it was cool, but they lost.
Oh.
And then they had Meek Mill. Get up on the field. They had him out on the field rapping, and it just didn't hit the same. And I was like, bro, I heard you getting your cheeks blown out by P. Diddy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bro.
Diddy probably coming home soon.
I know, bro.
They did not touch that man's cheeks, bro.
Yo.
You don't think so?
No.
Who's screaming like that?
That was AI or something, man.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Nah,
No, when he said get up.
No, he talking about when they
no,
talking about Diddy had him in the room.
No, that's not real.
Straight clapping. How you know?
Bro, that's not real. Nobody, he's not clapping.
Bro.
Yo,
if you got a video of the man in the pool and you're like, yeah, daddy, you doing it, daddy.
Yo.
You doing it, daddy.
Philadelphia legend, man.
That sounds like y'all's fucking. No?
No.
Hit him with one more of those daddies.
You doing it, daddy.
I love when you down there scraping and scrambling for shit. I love you scraping and scrambling for shit, daddy.
It's weird, bro.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. I will say, after all that shit, Meek don't hit the same.
Yeah. Meek, because he just dropped Proud of Me. Right? Showing Camp. That was a heavy joint. The one that the track
that was a heavy joint, daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
You gotta say Daddy O or something, man. Daddy is just.
That's what I'm saying, but he said it, not me.
Nah, we not going to disrespect.
And he said, lean in the pool. I love you.
Yo, all right.
Fuck out of here.
Yo,
sign up for SteadyPicks,
man.
Please.
Yeah, please sign up for SteadyPicks, man. We gonna go ahead and get out of here.
It don't cost nothing to subscribe. I've never subscribed in my life until like last week. I don't even know what the fuck I hit. But when you hit subscribe, it didn't ask me for any info. If you already have a YouTube account, it's not fucking hard. Subscribe, like, share.
Follow the Instagram, man. Follow Instagram, BradyBagz Show. If you see the clips go up, please reshare. Keep them in cycle. Tag people, man. It was a great episode. It was a long episode, but
yeah.
I love it.
Let's see when I'll get this one out.
Saturday morning. Saturday morning exclusive. But catch y'all next time. Hopefully, like I said, I'll get some other content out. See y'all next week, man.